ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can.
Keep your hands, keep your chins up. It's the one and only Ghost with the shadow in the front. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, man. Hope everybody's doing well out there. What's going on, brother? Tank Davis is the biggest hype. I'm gonna talk about Tank in a second. You know, I'm not really that mad at him, really, to be honest with you. I think a lot of it. Well, first, let me get into a. First off, man, how you doing, man? How you doing, Pancho? Haven't seen you in a while, man. You doing all right? You doing his life all right? I haven't been I haven't been streaming as much and stuff. Just man, look, man, I don't do this full time, and I got a life and shit, and man, I sometimes I gotta take a break because man, I be so exhausted, bro. Like it be affecting me at work and just other things in my life, bro, for real. Cause like I'll be going live and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go live for like an hour, and then I go for like 3 hours, 4 hours. I'll be waking up exhausted, bro. At some point, and then I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The stuff I see also affects how I am. I'm human, man. I'm human. I think somebody has said to me last time, they were like, yo, hey, yo, what's good, Fight Fury? I think somebody has said to me last time, yo, Shadow, but why you letting shit get to you? Like, why you watching other channels? Like, bro, you're gonna watch other channels. Like, let's be completely honest. I was watching the GOATs podcast with Tom Brady, Shaquille, and also I started watching WWE lately, right? Because John Cena's retiring. And ironically, I stopped watching wrestling because of John Cena, right? But because he's retiring, I started watching it again. And I kind of like the guy, you know what I mean? But wrestling is stupid. But the point is, I'm watching all these guys do interviews. John Cena, Tom Brady, Shaq, right? And one of the dudes from AEW, which is like a rival of WWE, his name is like MJF or something. He used to rival with CM Punk, who's in WWE. Point is, he was on the Ariel Helwani show like last year. And he asked him like, yo, do you watch WWE? Which is like a rival company. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, look, man, when you do something that you like, you're going to watch other people that do similar things. So when people say to me, Shadow, why do you watch these channels? I mean, we're in the same space. Like, what am I going to do? Watch myself? I don't want to watch myself speak. I know what I think and I know the talking points I have. I don't need to watch myself. I know what I'm going to say. I watch other people to see their mindset. A lot of these guys have a different mindset than me. And sometimes it intrigues me. So I'll watch them and I want to see what they say. And sometimes it does get to me. I came up, believe it or not, like, don't let my numbers fool you, bro. I've been in YouTube for a while. I came up around a certain group. Okay? I don't need to say names, but I came up around a certain group. When I came into YouTube, I didn't even know there was a boxing community. I went to YouTube to watch highlights of boxing fights. That's how I got into this. And then I think I subscribed to Blue Blood and Champ Side. I didn't know anything. I just subscribed. Then, like, as weeks went on, I started watching and I'm like, damn, this seems kind of odd. Like, they talk about certain fighters weird, but I noticed this is at that time. I'm not saying they're the same way, but when every time it was a Latino fighter, they would talk a certain way. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And then, slowly, I started to learn about this shit. And then I found an area where I thought, they accepted me, and I started going on panels and shit. And then I started my channel. And all throughout this time, I had like this loyalty thing. Me being dumb, not realizing this is social media. There is no loyalty on social media. Ain't none of these motherfuckers give a fuck about me, bro. You never see none of these dudes over here, right? And I don't care. I don't care. I'm just telling you that I'm pointing it out. I'm pointing it out, right? Here I am going to other people's shit, supporting them, going on their panels constantly. Ain't nobody else coming over here. So I learned that shit early. Then I went through the whole talking to people on the phone that I would go live with. And then they would talk shit about me. So I had to learn that. So I came to a point where I was like, fuck it. I do me. I ain't scared of nobody. I don't need to roll with no group or nothing. I don't care. I do what I say. I say what I do. I don't apologize for nothing that I say, especially if I say something that's a fact. If I say something that's a fact, I'm not going to apologize for shit. If I say it in a disrespectful way, that's different. Like if somebody's 500 pounds and I say, you fat, obese fuck, I'll think about it and be like, all right, it's true, but I kind of said that in a wrong way. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if I say, yo, this guy's obese, I'm not lying. So I'm not going to feel bad for telling the truth. Okay? The things that I'm seeing right now, I'm going to get into the Canelo fight in a second, because as this fight gets closer, I'm seeing a whole bunch of things that just, it's becoming more of a gimmick to me. It's becoming more of a gimmick to me, in my opinion. It's a gimmick. Not only that, but for some odd reason, I feel like they're trying to line up the odds against Canelo. Now, I don't have a dog in this race, bro. I really don't care. You know what I mean? I've been on record saying if anybody can move up all those weight classes and beat Canelo, the only person I ever thought of was Crawford. And I know a lot of people give Crawford a lot of shit, but I find it ironic that these two guys are fighting and you got two sides trashing each other, trashing both fighters, right? When you look at it, it's so funny to me. I'll see Crawford fans literally call Canelo trash and criticize him for everything that he's done. And I'm like, how can you set, like, you act like Crawford shit is like everything you say about Canelo, you can't say about Crawford, bro. If you sit there and you say, look at his resume, he didn't fight all these guys. Bro, are you looking in a fucking mirror? Are you looking in the mirror? And even though it might not be Crawford's fault, are you looking in the mirror, bro? Like who, like, yes, Ricky Burns is a, you know, the whole shit when Canelo made fun of Ricky Burns, right? In reality, Ricky Burns is like I think he's like a 3-division champion. Like Ricky Burns was good, right? But so was Callum Smith. Callum Smith won the tournament, right? It's like what's good for the goose is good for the gander, bro. These dudes is just trashing both these guys, right? Then when you sit there and you try to tell the truth, people get attacked. And you know, I get to a point where it's like, bro, I get it. It's social media, bro. It's hard for me to become a character. It is. It's hard. Like, it's hard for me to go, I'm about to go live. Let me turn into this fake individual. I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not built for that. I'm just not. But I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And I think what frustrates me the most is if a person has an opinion, I'm all good with that, bro. Your opinion is your opinion. You are entitled to that. I don't understand why the people that try to tell the truth are the people that get slandered the most. That's what I don't understand. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. You go to buy a book and a book got 10 chapters, right? I'm going to give you 10 chapters. So when I talked about Victor Conti, right? I didn't say nothing about Victor Conti that he didn't say himself. I literally sat up here and played everything that man said. I played the interviews from Margaret Goodman, from Vada, and basically what they said. Because if I sit up here and I say these things about him, y'all gonna call me a liar. Y'all gonna say I am defaming this man or defamation of character or whatever it is. I'm like, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna take his shit and I'm gonna play it on the screen. And then you just decide for yourself. And every time I talk about something, I show receipts, right? I just show the whole story. But it's crazy. Every time I do that, motherfuckers look at me like I'm throwing a narrative. So for instance, people still bring up the clenbuterol thing, right? I saw a short where because the Crawford fight's coming up, they play and yo, it's a good short. And they're not lying. They're not lying. I want to make it clear. They're not lying. They play this short, right? And it's a short where it shows Canelo and they play like this clip where the guy's like, Canelo Alvarez has been popped for clenbuterol. Canelo Alvarez, right? And nothing about the clip is a lie, except they don't tell you everything that happened. They don't tell you everything. All they stick on is he popped for clenbuterol, and clenbuterol, right, is illegal. That's it. Now, what I do, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, he did. But then I'm gonna play the VADA conference where they literally took an hour. No, that should tell you something. In the VADA conference, they for an hour, because I think it was Estrada. What was his name? Estrada. He was a snack fighter. He got popped for clenbuterol. And I played the clip where Margaret Goodman, who runs VADA, is like, I got a phone call that he failed. And she's like, and I'm over here like, okay, well, we need to find out what's going on. And I played the press conference where they sat up there and took an hour out of the press conference and told you about the soccer players were getting tested dirty, the Olympic soccer players, people from the Olympics, and even some NFL players that traveled to Mexico were getting popped dirty for clenbuterol. I even played you the clip where Victor Conti himself is exonerating Canelo, saying, hey, he took the hair sample and that showed that he didn't take it the way that people are making it seem. So basically the same people that, because every time you talk about Victor Conti, the first thing people do is go, look at Eddie Reynoso, look at Canelo, look at that dirty camp. They always say that, but they never, it's like, and I don't understand, because it's like, if I tell you, okay, well, let's go through the whole story. These motherfuckers is giving you 5 chapters out of a 10-chapter book. I give you 10 chapters. I'm slinging narratives. No, I'm not. I'm telling you everything that happened. You decide, bro. You decide. You decide. Most of these guys are compromised, bro. Most of these guys are compromised. And I got tired of it. I got tired of it. Like, you literally see this on a constant basis. This is what you see on a constant basis. Monday, talk about Victor Conti in a negative way. Tuesday, defend Victor Conti. Wednesday, talk bad about Canelo. Thursday, say Canelo's the greatest. Slander Crawford. Crawford's the greatest. Then on Friday, say, hey, everything I said this past week, I ain't mean it, y'all. Then the following week, when somebody talks about something that they were doing, they try to go at them. Like, yo, these guys don't know how to drop it. Bro, these guys are flipped. Yo, they remind me of a female that's constantly on her period, bro. You know, when a girl is on her period, she's very indecisive. She's very emotional. She needs emotional support. And sometimes you need to just stay away from her. You know what I mean? Because she could be fucking out of her mind, right? That's what these guys remind me. They're on that 24/7. And by the way, all these channels that tell you to stop talking about Victor Conti, I don't know if you noticed, but Bill Haney seems to frequent their channels a lot. I ain't lying for nobody, bro. I ain't slandering nobody. I tell you the truth. You decide. You want to call me whatever. At least I'm giving you the 10 chapters. Go to a fucking channel where he's going to give you 5 chapters, bro. He's going to give you the highlights of what he thinks sticks out. That's what they do. That's what they do. So it is what it is, man. I mean, yeah, but look, it's not even a, and that's another thing too. That's another thing too. When a person pops, right? I understand what you're saying, because there's steroids and then there's PEDs, right? Yeah, but apparently, even if it's a PED, right? They'll call it steroids. It's like Next time you vape, let someone call you a crackhead. You know what I mean? Be like, nah, this is just this just a weed vape. Nah, man, you a crackhead. That's yeah. It's like the definitions too. It's like like some of these guys, when you say what's your pound for pound, they think pound for pound means what's their favorite fighter. So for now on, when I talk about things, I kind of break down my definition of shit. Because apparently keeping it real, you know what's so crazy? If I sat up here on Monday, talk shit about Canelo, Tuesday, call him the greatest, right? Trash him, call him the greatest, trash him, trash Crawford, call him the greatest, right? Flip flop, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then you go to the comment section on the same channel, you'll see motherfuckers like, see, this is why I subscribe to you, bro. You keep it real. So keeping it real is just being all over the place, apparently. So fuck it. That's why I stopped doing what I was doing. There is no loyalty in this. And you know, it's kind of crazy too, because Southpaw came over to my channel like 5 times. And every time he came over here, motherfuckers was telling me to go tell him to go fuck himself. But yet here goes a guy who supported me more than the channels I came up with. Make that make sense. So yeah, ain't no loyalty in under this shit, bro. So I take breaks after a while. You know what I mean? Because it as a subscriber to a channel, I have a right to, if I'm subscribed to your channel and I take about time out my day to watch your shit, I think I have a right to give you opinion on your content. Just like you have a right to look at my shit and say, Shadow, I think you're trash. Shadow, I think you're lying. Shadow, you have every right. If you spending time to watch me, you have that right. I can't tell you not to. So, I mean, I'm telling you what I see, what I've witnessed over the past couple of years, and why I've changed the type of person that I am. I look at this whole shit differently. I'm so thankful to the Lord. I'm so thankful that because I'm 100% service connected, I don't need this for money. I earned that. I earned that. But let's say something was to happen to me right now and I can't work for a day in my life. I make as much as a master sergeant. That's an E6 with 3 kids every month. He's E6 right now in the military. That's full time. I get that every month for the rest of my life until I die. And I earn that shit. So I'm thankful that I'm not rich, but I'm thankful that I don't have to compromise myself and compromise my character to get clicks and views, bro. Because I look at it weird. I mean, I get it, bro. You want to grow your channel. You want to do this. You want to do that. I get it, bro. But it looks weird to some people, man. It looks weird. I mean, I don't, some of this shit still confuses me to this day. So, you know, oh yeah, so let me start. Oh, yo, before I get into it, bro. A perfect example of how I feel like social media changes a person. Did you guys see what happened to Rampage Jackson's son? Did you guys see what happened? That shit is crazy, bro. That kid might be going away for 40 years, bro. That shit was crazy what happened. Rampage Jackson, the UFC guy, his son, they have a sponsorship with Kick. And that's where you stream live, right? And they went to a local wrestling event, like a WWE, but like a low class shit. And apparently he went there and they were gonna have him featured in the bout. I don't know, maybe break up a match or something. And when he gets to the parking lot, all these wrestlers are in the back and there's a camera. So the wrestlers, they call it a work, right? A work. That's when you stay in character. Well, apparently there was a miscommunication. Rampage Jackson's son shows up. He's waiting for someone to tell him how to do this shit. And a wrestler comes up to him. All he sees is the camera. There's all these props around. There's props. These are wrestling props. They're not real. So the guy goes up to Rampage Jackson's son. Is like, yeah, I'm the guy. And he's like, yo, you need to get out of my face. So the guy takes the prop and hits him over the head. But it's a prop, bro. And to be honest with you, if Rampage Jackson's son would have just popped him in the mouth right then and there, I'd have been like, yo, that's all fair game. He didn't know you was going to do that. But they break it up, right? And then one of the guys go, hey, yo, he doesn't know anything yet. Oh, and the wrestler's like, oh, my bad, I'm so sorry. Apologizes like 3 times, right? So then the guy goes, you know what? Great idea. You know what? Says the Rampage Jackson son, you could break up his match. And the guy goes, yeah, you know what? You could get me back, bro. My bad. I thought you was, I thought the cameras are rolling. This is a work. I'm so sorry. You could get me back. Think about this now. He's like, you could get me back. He's like, okay, it's all good. Calms down, right? The kid goes back to watch the wrestling thing. This is where social media changes people, bro. And I've seen this even in boxing, bro. Like people just, I don't know, just people aren't authentic, bro. So the kid goes back, he sits down, and his live is now making fun of him. Yo, you a bitch for not hitting him, bro. Oh, you ain't standing on business. These are kids, bro. These are fucking avatars, bro. So now he's getting mad, like, nah, fuck that. And did you see what he did to this man, bro? Let me show it to you what he did. He's going to be getting attempted murder charges. They couldn't wake this man up, bro. They could not wake this man up. That shit was that bad, bro. And it's just it goes to show you what social media does to people, bro. It goes to show you. Let me show you this shit, bro. Here. Right here. Let me show you what this man did. Okay. Here we go. Now, keep in mind, the whole situation. All right, you know what? I'll just show it. I'll just show it to you. I'm trying to prove a point, bro. I'm trying to show you how social media changes people, bro. It changes people. Shout out to ITP MMA Live. So this is what happened here. Okay, they don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea. The white guy thinks that Rampage Jackson's son, he thinks he already knows about, right? Because all he sees is a camera, and these guys stay in character all the time. Now watch what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little. Oh, you don't show it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit.
So now the guy was in the wrong, bro. If he'd have punched him in the mouth right then and there, it would have been all fair game. But when they tell him, bro, he didn't know anything, watch. The guy apologizes like 3 times. The guy realizes he fucked up.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were a worker.
I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your matches. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
Okay, he's gonna come out on your match. Everything's all cool. He gets to the back, and that's when the chat starts saying, "You a bitch. You should have snuck him." And now he starts getting mad. He wants to show off to his live and all his avatars. And now watch what happens. He's getting mad right here.
Straight up, for real. I'm not playing no games, bro. I'm not playing no fucking games.
So now he's mad because they all making fun of him. Now watch when he gets in the ring. Watch what this motherfucker does, bro. Bro, that's like 20 unanswered shots, bro. The dude was unconscious, bro. The ref was so shocked. The ref was like, I don't even know what to do. Should I take this one? Like, bro, that's like 40 years, bro. That's crazy to me, bro. That's crazy. So you mad because people, you know what I mean? Can you imagine somebody in the chat like, yo, Shadow, you let somewhat punk you the other day, and I'm gonna go like risk my life for a fucking avatar. These kids these days don't learn, man. Like social media, like clout is a real thing, bro. Clout is a real thing. Yeah, that is, bro. Yeah, I saw that too. Yo, yeah, good shit. I was about to bring that up. Another thing that I find so crazy was there was a video of Rampage Jackson. He's got 4 kids, 2 from Japan, 2 that are black. This is so messed up. He's on camera saying, you know, my 2 kids from Japan, I knew they were going to go to college. So I set tuition aside from them. My 2 black kids, I set bail money aside from them. Because I know they're not gonna. I know they're not gonna go to college. They're gonna do illegal shit, like basically calling them criminals, like hood minded and shit. It's fucked up, bro. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, yo, he was dead serious. He's like, yeah, my 2 black sons, I set bail money. My 2 Japanese sons, I set college money. They in college. My 2 black sons, yeah. And then he said something like, so if he gets arrested, I'm gonna just bail him out. Oh my goodness, bro. This shit is crazy. So getting to the Canelo fight, man, let me tell you this. And by the way, bro, I don't have any issues with anybody, bro. But what I was saying before is just telling you what I see. You know what I mean? There is like no loyalty in this shit. So I just, that's why I do me, you know, and you know, and some of the things I see, maybe, I don't know. But I can tell you this, if Bill Haney ever came to my channel, I understand what it's to like not burn relationships. I understand that. I understand business, right? But I'm not gonna like contradict my character, you know, for somebody, because it shows, man. I'm just telling you, if I could see it, I know a lot of people see what I see. Just people don't open their mouths. People don't open their mouths because they look at other channels and they go, wow, he's got 30,000. Wow, he's got 100,000. Wow, he's got 2. There ain't no wow factor with me. There is no wow factor. The only person that wows me is Jesus Christ, bro. That's it. Ain't no man, ain't nothing like, ain't none of these people wow me, bro. So maybe that's why I'm just so open with it. But you know, but getting to Canelo, man, I'm gonna tell you this. I feel like the odds before, when the fight was first announced, there was such a when this fight was announced, bro, off the rip, almost everybody is like, Canelo's gonna beat this guy. All of a sudden, we getting closer to the fight, and now everybody has Crawford winning, and a lot of people do. I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people, a lot of the professionals, and a lot of it just has to do with emotions and their allegiance, right? However, they are stacking the odds though. So they are doing what they can outside the ring to even the odds, bro. And it doesn't, like I said, I don't care who wins, but I'm telling you the truth. That's what they're doing. From the moment with Turkey saying that Crawford is his guy, whether trolling or not, saying, yo, I wanted to sit next to Crawford. They sat me next to Canelo. The whole Victor Conti and snack shit, right? That whole shit. Look at the community. When people talked about Victor Conti and told the truth, people weren't lying. They were telling the truth. You had, you know, people try to go against that. And I'm like, I don't understand. If people are telling you the truth and people are showing you what actually is the truth, and the truth is this, some things you do in life follow you for the rest of your life. Just because you do time, just because time passes, does not mean that your mistakes and your consequences erase. Some mistakes and consequences you live with for the rest of your life. And the fact that, you know, it was a serious thing what happened with him. Very serious thing. And that was outside of combat sports. Now you have the man in combat sports supposedly supplements or whatever it is. I'm not even going to get into it because I've spent the whole Victor Conti thing. But I'm saying when people talked about him, you had people pushing back on it as if what they were saying was wrong, as if what they were saying is a lie. When none of it was a lie, it's all true. So that made me scratch my head. I'm like, wait a second, I don't understand. Y'all know this shit is true. Y'all know, and then so that's when the narratives start getting fired back, right? And you start hearing things like, man, you notice they always going at Crawford and Devitt. No, motherfucker, I don't know if you heard it first. Let me tell you, any motherfucker in snack, I look at weird. I don't care if it's Bam. I don't care if it's David Benavidez. I don't care who it is. Are you in? One of my favorite fighters is Nonito Donaire. I think Nonito Donaire, and I don't think the man was ever dirty. I don't think Nonito Donaire was ever dirty, ever. But when you align yourself with somebody, they are going to, people that question, if they question you for aligning yourself with them, you cannot blame them. You cannot blame them. And that's why I don't think he should be in the combat sports. But anyway, when you see people talk about that, now you got all this pushback, right? And I'm like, why? They're telling the truth. They're not lying. They're telling the truth. And then I'll see a lot of those channels have Bill Haney on there, or they're like aligned with Crawford in some way. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But don't attack other people, bro, because they're telling facts, bro. Like if they're lying, then that's different. And then telling somebody what content they should have in their channel is kind of ridiculous, bro. You got people who talk about Floyd Mayweather every day. They're technically a Floyd Mayweather channel. That's what they do. People can talk about whatever they want, bro. If you get mad about what somebody's talking about, that makes me think, why? Like, why are you getting triggered what another man's talking about? I am subscribed to channels I came up with, so I'm giving my opinion on them. But when you start telling them they can't talk about something, that makes me think they said something that made you like feel a certain way, bro. So you have the whole Victor Conti thing. You have the whole now Andre Ward and what's his name? The dude Max Kellerman. So if it would have been one of them, if it would have just been one of them, I'd have been like, it's just a coincidence, right? I would have said it's just a coincidence. You know, I know Andre Ward isn't a bad announcer. He's not. I'd rather listen to him than listen to Tim Bradley. It's just an opinion. But then when you have both of them, I don't think that's a coincidence. So now, if they are calling the fight, and I don't know exactly what their role is exactly, but let's just say them two are calling the fight. Now you have two guys that have openly criticized Canelo's whole career, not giving him credit. One of them wanted to fight him or whatever the fuck, right? So now, how does that affect the fight? Well, how many times it doesn't affect the hardcores, but it affects a lot of casuals. This is going to be on Netflix, bro. This shit is being promoted, bro. I was watching WWE, like I said. I got into it because of John Cena. They're playing the Canelo and Crawford shit on fucking the commercials of WWE, bro. They're playing Canelo and Crawford during the UFC fight. So this shit is a big event, believe it or not, right? Obviously. So now you have these two guys up there. And now if Canelo is fighting Crawford and everything Crawford does is elevated and everything Canelo does is kind of like, eh. And a perfect example is when Shakur Stevenson would fight on Top Rank. There would be times where Shakur wasn't even throwing a punch. He wasn't even throwing a punch. And Tim Bradley's like, man, look at the way his feet are set. Wow, just gracefully in the ring. Gracefully. Oh, man, this kid. Oh, man, this kid. Oh, man. I'm like, he's not even doing nothing, Tim. Tim, he's fucking standing in the corner. Man, look at the way he's leaning to the left. Like, just crazy, right? And that shit gets to people. If you're a casual, you're going to be like, wow, this guy is good. This guy is spectacular. So if you have two guys that are going to beef up everything Crawford does, right? Then you have the Turk in there. And of course, I don't care what anybody says. Anybody aligned with Conti, I'm gonna look at weird. I don't care. And then you add in the whole Canelo is one of the most hated fighters I've ever seen in boxing, period. In boxing, period. Like he's up there with Floyd as being hated. You literally have people that will tell you, I hate that man. Literally people that will trash everything he's done. And I understand the criticism because I have a lot of criticisms. But in reality, in my opinion, when you look at it, the only thing I feel like you can say about the man and hold against him, clear cut, is David Benavidez. And even that, when you look into that with a magnifying glass, even that at some points, there were times where David Benavidez's camp, we've talked about it, moved a certain way where I was like, I don't know, like, do they really want the fight? Because you're going about it. I mean, we all know there's a certain way to go about getting a fight with Canelo, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that. I do think it's a little diva. I do think it's a diva thing, like the whole, oh, respect me, man. Yeah, bro, it's a fucking fight, bro. But at the end of the day, right? If you know that, even though we don't agree with it, if you know that, then maybe you should conduct yourself in a way just until you get the fight. You saw what Berlanga did. Berlanga was very, very respectful until when that shit was signed. Once they got up in there, and then finally when they got face to face, then he got real disrespectful. Then he got his ass whooped, and then he was like, you're my idol, right? But he waited to the right time to act all fucking disrespectful. So even with the magnifying glass, I'm like, y'all moving like it's almost like the way I could say it is like, y'all know, like if you're in a public place and you're gonna fight, right? You're gonna tell somebody, hey, we're in a public place, let's go outside. You're gonna say it in a low, hey, let's, I don't want to get arrested, you don't want to, let's just go down the block, right? Now the other guy gonna raise his voice, get all loud. Why? Because he knows everybody's gonna probably get in the middle, and then they're gonna break it up, and then he can act all tough and right? People know. So when I look at the magnifying glass with David Benavidez, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like there's no way you don't know that you're pushing this away. But even with that said, I say he avoided David Benavidez. Got boxed by Bivol, a guy that was in his prime, and Canelo had moved up. Got outboxed by Floyd, one of the greatest ever. And you will have people that will tear down everything this man does, but then somehow in the same breath, elevate everything Crawford has done. And I like Crawford. All I'm saying is, when you criticize one, I feel like before you criticize one, like look at who you're criticizing him for. Because the criticisms that you're giving Canelo can, like a boomerang, go right back to Crawford. If you say 168 was a weak division, I don't think 140, and I don't even think even at 147, because he was with Top Rank, he didn't fight Danny Garcia. He didn't fight Keith Thurman. He fought Sean Porter on the way out. He fought Amir Khan after Canelo fought Amir Khan. He fought Kell Brook after Kell Brook got his fucking face bashed in, multiple surgeries. He fought Errol Spence after 2 car accidents. Then he fought David Avenesian, and not one, but 2 gloves exploded. Right? If you talk about that, you are now a narrative pusher. You now hate Bud. You now hate black people. That's literally what I'm seeing in this whole shit. I'm like, yo, all I'm saying is, if you're going to say that about him, let's talk about Bud then. You want to talk about, okay, yeah, you know what? Canelo does put catch weights on people. Yeah, he does do that. He does move a little diva for me at times. But, I mean, the motherfucker earned it. I mean, shit, who the fuck's going to tell him no? Everybody's dying to fight the man. I would fight him. I wouldn't be able to talk for 4 months, but I'd be set for the rest of my life. Everybody wants to fight the man. In fact, you really think Bud is going for legacy? Come on, man. Let's take that right there. You really think he's going for legacy? If you really wanted to challenge yourself, you know what would have been a great way to challenge yourself? Stay at 154, unify, and go undisputed. With the killers and monsters in that division, I'll guarantee you, for some reason, I feel like that would have been a lot harder. But no, it's a smart business move. You ask for the Canelo fight. It's a legacy. You got a 2-time undisputed champion versus a double undisputed champion in the same weight division, which is kind of crazy in a way. But yeah, look at all the money that you're getting. But all of a sudden, you guys think he's going to hurt Canelo and knock out Canelo when, you know, at 154, Crawford looked human. And at 147, he looked damn near like Crawford at 147. you hurt the man. It was almost like the Tito Trinidad effect. You hurt the man, you in trouble now. Every time that man got hurt at 147, he bit down like a dog and knocked the dude out. He moved up to 154. He didn't look like that. Now, granted, Madrimov is a little tricky, and as much people give Crawford a lot of shit, I do blame Madrimov. Y'all blaming Crawford. I blame Madrimov. He was the champion, and he acted like he didn't want to fight. I mean, I disagree with a lot of people on that. People want to get like Crawford was the one pushing the action towards the end of the fight, bro. Y'all remember? Like Madrimov was the champion, bro. And he's sitting there fainting 3,000 times. But yet, when he fought Virgil, he didn't do that. He didn't do that when he fought Virgil. Did Virgil, right? Did Virgil fought Madrimov? Yeah, I think it was Virgil Ortiz. He didn't fight like that when he fought Virgil. Why? So I blame Madrimov for that. But still, even with that being said, Crawford looks slower. And I find it just crazy that people are not taking into consideration the amount of weight. You guys cannot be that much of a casual just because you look at them stand next to each other and go, wow, look, he's just as tall as Canelo. Come on, bro. Y'all smarter than that, bro. Y'all fucking smarter than that, bro. That's a lot of weight, bro. And it's damn near, I don't care. It's damn near 4 weight classes to me. It's 4 because I don't even count the 154. He fought one time at 154. He fought a guy with 10 fights at 154. That's it. So it's 154, 160, 168. So yeah, okay, 3. And on top of that, now, the reason why I say that they are evening up the odds, because of what they're doing. From the beginning, we knew he was going to fight Crawford. We knew for almost 2 years. We knew when he was going to when he got announced to fight Berlanga, we knew he was going to fight Crawford. So let me ask you this. How come Crawford didn't take a fight in between to stay busy? Why? In fact, the famous tweet that Crawford had put up when Canelo was going to fight William Skull, the famous tweet he had put up was, I'm not fighting nobody. I got Canelo in September. So now this man has had a year and a half to focus on nothing but Canelo Alvarez. Nothing but, like, he didn't have no tune-up fight. He ain't got to worry about another fight. He ain't got to do none of that. Just worry about getting your weight up. We're in the gym, and Bud is a gym rat. This is why I say if anyone could do it, is Bud, because when he gets locked in, he gets locked in. He's been locked in for a year and a half. Focusing nothing but Canelo. Then you throw in the commentary team. Then, you know, like I said, bro, I don't give a fuck what you say. Anybody aligned with Victor, I don't trust Victor. I don't care. It's not defamation. It's not. It's not defamation. And I don't care if you black, white, Latino, whoever the fuck is in snack. I'm looking at you with the rock eyebrow. Except for Danilo. I like Nonito Dinero. I really do. I don't want to say nothing bad about Nonito. And I do think wholeheartedly Nonito was clean. But still, who you align yourself with, if people are asking questions, I don't blame them. So you have that aspect. Then you throw in the amount of channels that are like, if anything, you can go as far as a little bit of defamation on Canelo. If you want to play that game. If you're going to talk about one thing, but you exclude everything else. You exclude, right? I got arrested for attempted something, but I went to court and was found not guilty. But you don't tell people that. You just say, he was arrested for, Shadow was arrested for something, right? You don't tell them nothing else, bro. You just tell them that. So now these people are like, oh, shit, Shadow, he's a convicted. No, motherfucker, I was never convicted. No, I was found not guilty. That's what they do. They give you the 3-4 chapters out their book that looks good. Just tell the whole story and let the people decide. I don't have a dog in this race, bro. I really don't. But I think that Turkey is trying to do everything in his power to even the odds outside this fight. Because there's not so much you could do inside the ring. You could do whatever you want. You can't fight for Crawford. But you could do things like, obviously, where it's at, who's judging, who's going to be the ref, how the promotion goes, who's going to be the announcers. You could verbally state to the world who you think you're going to be on, all that shit. And then on top of that, on the outside, like I said, I think this shit was preordained, where the one thing about Canelo, bro, whether you like him or not, bro, the one thing I've always respected about Canelo, bro, and I've always respected this man for this, bro. That man don't give a fuck who he's fighting in the future. If you say you want to fight him and he's got a date coming up in May, he don't care, bro. He's going to fight. He's going to take that date. He's going to fill that date. If I was going to fight Crawford, I wouldn't have fought Skull. I think like Crawford's IQ is off the charts. The man could fight orthodox, southpaw. The man, I don't care what anybody says, he does got a chin. The man got dog. I don't think he's going to run like Jermell. I think if anybody could pull it off, it's Bud. And I think he is that dangerous to where I would focus on him. But Canelo's like, nah, fuck it. Yo, get back to me whenever you want to fight me. I got to fill these dates. And he fought Berlanga, and then he fought Skull. And by the way, are we forgetting that regardless of Skull, Canelo's still dropping these motherfuckers, bro? He's still dropping these bigger dudes, bro. So he's got power still. Yeah, and he keeps his dates. And he keeps his dates, bro. I respect that. Look, man, there's a lot of things I don't like about Canelo, but you know what? You want to know why people look at me like they're like, you defend Canelo. So you want to know why? You want to know why? And I don't know what it is, man. Call it a habit, bro. Like I have habits ever since I left the military. Any veteran will tell you, bro, there's habits that you just keep for the rest of your life. You can't unkeep the shit, bro. You can't. Because they kind of like break you down, they turn you into a different person. And then when you get back home and you back around all these civilians and shit, you kind of retain all these things they taught you. Even if you try to forget, you can't, bro. Like there's still shit I do that's like I act like I'm in the military. Like if you say, yo, Shadow, we're gonna be somewhere on Monday at 9, motherfucker, I'm arriving 8:25, just in case. For no reason, I'm just gonna be there at 8:25. So Canelo, I always respect people, no matter what their genre is, career, sport, no matter what they do. HLD, my brother, good to see you, my guy. Mirage, I said he dug David. I don't know when you got here, Mirage, and Mirage, we all know. Come on now, you the biggest David Benavidez, bro. Yes, he did dug David. He did. In my opinion, but also broke down with a magnifying glass. There are things that David was doing that I don't know. I put it like this. I don't think David's father made things better. Okay. David's father, just like T.O.'s father, needs to shut his mouth and sometimes move away from certain things. And he did at certain times, even though, matter of fact, I've changed my mind on that. I think T.O.'s father needs to direct T.O. But David Benavidez Sr. at that time needed to kind of chill anyway. But yo, let me get back to what I was saying. I respect people no matter what genre, what sport, what career they're doing that has held the sport down or held the job down or whatever. Like WWE, John Cena, right? Or Tom Brady was keeping the NFL. LeBron, love him or hate him, right? The motherfuckers that keep the name in the sport. There are people that don't watch boxing, but they know who Canelo is, bro. They know who Canelo is, bro. And I'll never forget when he went on that run at 168, bro. I will never forget because at that time, I was this close. I was this fucking close to never watching boxing again, bro. I was so mad. Oh, my bad. The whole, my damn AI camera. Hold on. My damn AI camera. I was so close to stopping watching the sport, bro. Because all I saw was all these dudes on Twitter arguing back and forth. No fights was being made. PBC at the time was giving us a pay-per-view every 2 weeks, bro, or like every 3 weeks, and it was like horrible pay-per-views, bro. Okay, I'm not a promotional person. I love all the promotions. If it's got boxing, I'm gonna watch it. But they were giving us shit like Wilder and Helenius and fucking King Kong Ortiz and like fucking Charles Martin, and charging us like 70. And then on top of that, all these dudes I wanted them to fight, T.O. and Tank and fucking Shakur and fucking Devin, all these guys were fighting on Twitter and X. Oh yeah. I call, and then people were like, oh look, he called him out. Yeah, he called. Oh no, he called him out. Yeah, bro, he fucking made a comment on X, bro. It's not the same. Did he send a contract? So I was frustrated at the time, and I remember I think those guys were coming up, and I just remember, I don't know, was it C19 around that time? I don't know if it was around. No, it wasn't. But either way, I just remember Canelo going on that 168 run. And beating those three guys. So I don't care what anybody says. I don't look at the color, nothing like that. Them dudes were undefeated. Them dudes were young. And all them dudes. Callum Smith had won the tournament. Caleb Plant, who I thought at that time was one of the most underrated fighters in the world, even with that crappy ass resume. I liked him. Then again, that's my own bias. I mean, come on, we're talking about a guy who I thought Frank Sanchez would beat Fury at one time. Like, that's how delusional I can get. But yeah, I liked Caleb Plant. He was undefeated, right? Billy Joe, and he goes on a historic run, kept all those dates, fulfilled a mandatory with what's his name, the Wolf, whatever, the dude that they always bring up and throw in his face. Oh, look, he fought this guy. Yeah, the fucking mandatory you're talking about. And then he filled up that stadium with Billy Joe. He filled up that stadium. And then he knocked out Caleb Plant. Then also how when he lost to Bivol, the one thing I like about Canelo is even his worst fights, I don't understand. Look at him. He's knocked off how many? Now, I know what y'all going to say. These guys are not real undefeated. Bro, have you realized how many undefeated fighters Canelo has beaten? I just realized this the other day. Do you know how many motherfuckers he's knocked off that's undefeated, bro? He just be knocking motherfuckers off that's undefeated. Whether you know the motherfucker or not, he just be, yo, if you gotta, that shit gotta go. Look at his resume. He was all the motherfuckers at 168 were undefeated. Jaime Munguia was undefeated. Berlanga was undefeated. William Skull was undefeated. Jamel Charlo, in my eyes, was undefeated. Unless that Tony Harrison fight is a little iffy. And he had to fight against he lost to what's his name? The dude that beat Errol Spence in the amateurs. Help me out here. The dude that the rivalry, and then he had the rematch and Jamel knocked him out. I haven't seen him in a while too. What's his name? Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. He beat and even though he moved up in weight, he was undisputed. That is a lot of criticism I have for Canelo. The problem is that every time I go to criticize him and people are like, all right, and I'm like, who you criticizing him for? Give me the name. David Benavidez or Jamal Charlo. Now I got to look at them. So, right, I'm keeping it 100. I'm not picking any sides. I'm like, okay, Jamal Charlo, okay. Let's take a look at Jamal Charlo. Oh, let's take a look at Bubu Andre, right? He doesn't want to fight Bubu Andre, right? This fucking aura of a guy, right? Let's look at Bubu Andre. And then I go and look, and I'm like, wait, okay, but what is he? David Benavidez is the only valid one where I could say, yes. Yes. And I don't think he's scared of him. I think he looked at David the same way Crawford looked at Boots. That's just my opinion. I think he looked at him like, I'm not afraid. I just know this shit ain't going to be easy. And you going to give me a bag for that. Can a man say that? I mean, I wish he would just say that, but he doesn't come off like that. Instead, he contradicted himself and said, you know, who the fuck is he? What has he done? He'll bring nothing but 25 pounds. But if you give me $150 million, like that was the most crazy, you know, we've been over this before. So yeah, David, valid criticism. Now, Bud, on the other hand, for the people that be attacking Bud, the only thing I don't understand is I feel like Bud couldn't control anything when he was at top rank. But you still got to look at the resume, bro. He didn't beat the true 147 pounders. That's not his fault. It's not his fault. And let's be honest, he did not fight a prime Earl Spence. He fought a damaged Earl. That's the truth. You could say however you want about it. And I thought he was gonna beat Earl anyway. But that's the truth. He didn't fight the Earl that fought Sean Porter. He didn't fight the Sean Porter that fought Thurman. He didn't fight Thurman. He didn't fight Danny Garcia. And if you want to talk about Canelo's 168 run, was Crawford's 140 run like legendary? And like I said, bro, I like Crawford. I like Crawford a lot. I'm not going to trash Crawford. I'm just trying to say, bro, the criticisms is just ridiculous. Like, I get it. But, I mean, keep the same energy, bro. Like, I feel like this is a gimmick fight the way I look at it like this, bro. That's a lot of weight, okay? And I also feel like Canelo is in a lose-lose situation. I feel like he's in a lose-lose situation. Crawford's in a win-win. Canelo could get Crawford could get knocked out, and Crawford's going to be looked at as, hey, he moved up in weight. Hey, he went to be great. He dared to be great. And if Crawford wins, bro, they're going to put him up there, which he's already a Hall of Famer. But if he wins, bro, that's going to throw Canelo's whole fucking legacy is going to be questioned. Not from me, but a lot of people are going to look at Canelo like, yo, look at that. Look at that. I told you that man's a fraud. I told you this and that. That's why I feel like it's a lose-lose. Canelo wins. They're going to be like, he was the bigger man. They're going to go right back to David. No matter what, if he don't fight David, it's always going to lead back to David, bro. All roads lead to David, bro. He could move up and knock out Tyson Fury. They're going to be like, well, look, he did. Yeah, but he didn't fight David, though. All roads lead back to David, bro. They're gonna always throw David in the face, and then you got the little hand pocket of fucking the eight David Benavidez fans on earth. All 8 of them are just the most like this guy walks on water. And I like David too. It was the reason why I like David is because he doesn't fucking punch hard, but he fucking acts like he's gonna kill you. Yeah, I'll break your jaw, break your jaw, break your jaw. That's his famous promo. I'll break your jaw, motherfucker. I'm gonna break your jaw. I'm gonna break your jaw. And he does fight like a monster, but he doesn't knock nobody out and he doesn't hurt nobody, really. I mean, that's the truth. If Crawford wins 3 rounds, put it like this. If Crawford wins 3 rounds, 4 rounds, they're gonna give it to Crawford, bro. Mark my words, bro. Mark my words. Mark my words. If this shit is even remotely close, they're giving that fight to Terrence Bud Crawford. There ain't no way. Ain't no way you got Andre Ward. Ain't no way you got Max Kellerman. Like, you could have... first off, I don't even know their roles exactly, and I would like to think that since it's Netflix, if it's going to be similar to anything with Jake Paul, I would like to think there's going to be multiple announcers, bro. Like, multiple. It's not just 2. Like, this is a big event. So there's going to be, like, I don't know. You might... is Keith Thurman going to be there, even though it's not a PBC event? I like Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman need to get back in the ring, bro. He's a good announcer. He's good for the sport. But yeah, what should we call it? I don't know if anybody from PBC is going to be there, but I just look at everything and I feel like the odds are trying to be stacked, trying to even it out. They're trying to they're trying to even the fight from the outside. That's what I believe. And the fact that Crawford has, I don't find it a coincidence, bro. Bro, all this shit has been like preordained for years, bro. I was just thinking about this the other day. Who remembers when the Turk was threatening Canelo? Like, y'all remember when he was threatening Canelo on a Crawford pay-per-view? Who forgets that? Who forgets when Eminem performed? Was it Eminem or was it the Madrimov? The one where he got up on stage and said, the one where he inducted himself to the Hall of Fame, by the way. I've never seen no narcissistic shit like that in my life. That's like Triple H. Triple H is narcissistic. He inducted himself in the Hall of Fame. He inducted himself into the Hall of Fame, sat up there, and they were like, yeah, so is Crawford going to fight Canelo? And y'all remember when he said, I spoke to his people. Canelo, if you know what's good for you, call me. Like, that's an open-ended threat. If you know what's good for you. He said the same shit about Tim Tszyu. And look what happened to Tim Tszyu. His whole career got derailed. The only reason why Canelo's career ain't get derailed is because you can't derail something that's already been made. But he said the same thing about Tim Tszyu. Oh, I don't like this guy. And as soon as he said, oh, he don't like this guy, next thing you know, he's fighting fucking, what's his name? Backroom. And looked like he wasn't even ill. Like, I don't know. Looked like he was set up. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know. That's a different story. But that was way back then. Then, on top of that, he dumped $20 million, the Turk, $25 million into a rival sport that was taking place on the same block as a Canelo fight. Canelo went on Sway. Remember Sway, but the dude from the hip hop channel, Sway, whatever. And Sway was like, hey, the Turk said that he'll fight Crawford. And that's when he said, yeah, Crawford, I don't like the guys that move around a lot, but Crawford, I saw his last fight. He don't move around a lot. Easy money for me. Easy money. And then he dumped like all that money into UFC, bro, on the same fucking street, like right down the block. So the man was trying to fuck with Canelo. Like he did all this for Crawford, bro. Well, yo, he did all this shit for Crawford, bro. I will never forget this shit, bro. I don't care what anybody says. He did all that for Crawford, bro. Either that or he's got some ill motive. I don't know, but the Turk has not shied away from letting you know he likes Terrence Bud Crawford. Like, they even held hands in the ring, bro. And I know that's a custom or whatever, but if that's your custom, why aren't you holding Canelo's hand? If that's something you do as like if that's like saying that's what we do here in America, we offer you a cup of coffee, or in UK we offer you tea, then where the fuck is his tea? Where's his coffee? Why is he only getting one? Why is he getting the royal treatment? Why is he getting the rug rolled out for him? He literally chased Canelo, bro, for Crawford. Then Canelo has 2 fights in the meantime. Crawford, none. Crawford, and then on top of that, let's not even forget that the whole time they never took the belt. I don't know until recently, but he was still the champion at 154. Inactive, holding up that sanctioning body, by the way. I don't like it when fighters do that, bro. You got a belt, bro, fight. If not, relinquish the motherfucker. You got people in line, bro. Let's keep this shit rolling. I'm not just going to stop the line because you want to change your order. Nah, I give you your order, bro. It's in the bag. Oh, you want cheese on it? Motherfucker, go back around. You don't just see 40 people here? Keep the shit going. For a year and a half, he didn't fight nobody. Just focusing on Canelo. So all these odds are trying to be like stacked up to kind of make it even. I don't think it's going to be enough, even with that. Who you train with, I usually say, don't matter. I usually say, bro, that shit don't matter. I usually say that except for elite fighters. Elite fighters, when it comes to elite fighters, and Crawford is an elite fighter, Canelo is an elite fighter. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. They're both elite. When it comes to elite fighters, everything, bro, Everything matters, bro. What you eat, your weight cut, how much sleep you got, if you're recovered from an injury, all that shit, because it's gonna come down to increments, bro. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that they're that evenly matched. I'm saying in a professional sport where shit is that fucking high and competitive, sometimes the little incremental shit matters, bro. Your weight cut, what you eat, are you hydrated? Who's your trainer? What's your game plan? Like that shit. Now it might not matter for a gatekeeper, because no matter what, you could bring in all these guys and train them together. It won't mean nothing because he can't fight. But to an elite fighter, I think it matters. And Canelo is treating this shit seriously. And he's not fucking around. You want to know how you know Canelo's not fucking around? You want to know how you know Canelo's not fucking around? And this isn't a normal like Berlanga fight or fucking Munguia fight. This motherfucker locked himself down. I think he posted a picture where it sort of insinuated like I am not in the public no more. When a fighter like that is like live, wake up, go to sleep, live, wake up, go to sleep, eat shit, sleep. Nope, no, nothing. Because I'm pretty sure when he fights Munguia and shit, he's going golfing. Berlanga, fuck his bum ass, golfing. But I think for Bud, he's like, no. And he's smart. Because I think he realizes, like he said, yeah, you know, your uncle's going to be so mad. But I think he realizes, like, bro, believe it or not, bro, like, y'all don't think that shit matters. I think it matters. All this outside shit, it matters if the fight goes to a decision. It does. Truly, in my heart, it does. It does. And even if, and I'm going to tell you what else, too. I'm going to tell you why it matters, too, so much with Andre Ward and Max Kellerman. Because how many times have we seen where a fighter gets the nod? A fighter gets the nod, but the public says he got robbed. So now, if, let's say, it's a close fight, or somewhat of a close fight, and everything Crawford does is magnified by Andre Ward and magnified by Max Kellerman. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's a possibility. And then everything, just like when Pacquiao fights, every little thing he does, they cheer. He's not even landing. He threw a punch at Barrios. Shit didn't even land. They're like, oh, wow, that shit almost killed him. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. You're magnifying everything he does. So now, if the fight goes the other way, you got the boxing public looking at Canelo like, Bud beat Canelo. And that's why I call it a gimmick fight, not to be disrespectful. But there's a lot of like, maybe it's the wrong word, but there's a lot of shit going on that wouldn't go on in a normal title fight, bro. Can you honestly sit back and go, and bro, like I said, I don't care who wins, bro. I'm telling you what I see. Can you honestly sit back and think that they're not trying to stack the odds on the outside against Canelo? And you know what? Maybe it's fair. Maybe it's fair in game, because I think it's unfair that he's got to move up all that weight to fight Canelo. But motherfucker, you the one that wanted the fight. You the one that wanted the fight. He told you he didn't want to fight you. And that's another thing. Why he always getting criticized for fighting people after numerous times saying, I don't want to fight the guy. I don't want to fight the guy. And then they keep egging it on. No, fight him. No, fight him. No, fight. And then when he does, look who Canelo's fighting. Look who he's fighting. Like, oh my God, it's so funny, bro. This shit is so funny. I don't know if look, let me make it clear. Look, I have my reasons why I don't want to go into snack right now, but I do want to say this, bro. I do want to say this. I don't think everybody in snack is taking something. Okay? That's my opinion. The problem is that, like I said, bro, who you align yourself with, if You cannot get mad when people question it, because I don't think the man should be in the sport. Okay. And regardless what anybody tells you, y'all could call me a narrative pusher all you want. And I know people are going to say, people don't stop talking about it. The truth is, I don't have to say anything. You could see for yourself his connections with Vada. It wouldn't be Vada without him. And I'm not even going to get into that right now. Because every time I tell anything and I show receipts, it just upsets people. But yet the channel that only gives you the 3 chapters, oh man, I love this guy, he keeps it real. Yeah, he didn't tell you everything. He told you 30% of the story. It's like going to the church that you only like going to that church where the pastor talks about how God can make you rich. Oh, you like that church, right? Oh, you like it. Why don't you go to the one where the guy's telling you about hell? You don't like that one? Why? What's wrong? It's the same book he's talking out of, right? I mean, I don't trust anybody in Snack, but that don't mean that they're, but I will say this, like, that transformation, the only reason why Bud may get a pass is because Bud is a gym rat, okay? I'll tell you this right now. If he was like an Earl Spence, a man who partied, a man who drank and smoked, or a man who was like Tank in between, and then looked like that, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd be up here saying that man is 100% taking steroids. But I'm not just going to throw that on him, but I will say this. I will always be wary of anybody standing next to Victor. And that's just my opinion on it. And on top of that, the man doesn't make it any better because he's constantly talking. The man is constantly talking. You know, for everybody that says stop talking about him, that man keeps opening his mouth. He keeps inserting himself. Hey, if he does, there will be excuses on both sides, bro. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Let's not act like no matter who wins, the excuses that are gonna come out the woodworks, bro. I'm literally sitting here watching some channels where you could just tell this guy hates Canelo, and you could tell this guy hates Crawford. And they will sit there and they will throw insults, right? And I'm looking at them and I'm like, every time they throw this insult at this fighter, I'm like, well, are you thinking of the other fighter? Because you could say the same exact thing for him. That's what I don't understand. It's like it never made sense to me. It was like Tank, right? A lot of Tank fans that I would notice. This was about a couple years ago. Wow, this was a while back. When Tank was still with Floyd, I was saying, bro, I don't think you should be with Floyd. Like, you're always gonna be in his shadow. Like, I get it. He's big, bro. His name and everything like that. But I feel like you should break off from him and control your own shit. Because I feel like as long as you are around him and Leonard, maybe keep Leonard. But I don't know. But like, I remember at that time, I was like, bro, you need to kind of like, bro, I feel like you got enough skills. You got the name already. You got everything. You could break away from him and create your own shit, right? But I would notice and everyone's got these type of fans, but with Tank fans, I noticed specifically, every time he fought somebody, they'd be like, this motherfucker a bum. This motherfucker a bum. The opponent he's fighting, they would trash this motherfucker. And then I'm like, so what the fuck is Tank then? I mean, if he's a bum and his next opponent is a bum and his last opponent was a bum and the 3 opponents before that is a bum and you're calling on these, then what the fuck is Tank doing? Right? And that's what I don't understand. It's like if I sat here and I talked about a fighter on behalf of another fighter, then I need to make sure that what I'm about to say, I got to look, it's like saying, look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like a drug dealer who's killing the community can't be walking up to a gang member like, hey, you know what you're doing is like, you're fucking up the community, bro. He's going to look at you like, who the fuck is you? You're selling crack to my mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that almost. It's like you're pointing the fingers, you're making all these narratives, but yet you could say the same thing. Really? Probably even worse. Probably even worse. That's the issue I have with David Benavidez fans. Yeah, I get it, bro. I get your frustration. I wanted to see the fight too. I do think that, yeah, that's a dangerous fight for Canelo. But all these insults and everything you're hurling at this guy, you know you could turn around and say a couple for David, right? Like, come on, bro. David isn't just fucking legacy 3-time undisputed. Like, and then, of course, their excuse for that is everybody's afraid of him. Nobody wants to fight him. So there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse. Yeah, the reason why he's not undisputed is because nobody wants to fight him. Everyone's scared of him. Everybody's just fucking terrified of him. Yeah, put that in. Go ahead, put that in your head. Put that in your head. And I do think Crawford's getting unfair criticism. The only thing I don't like about it, the only reason why I can't say so much about it, and I choose not to, is because of the shit they're doing to Canelo. It's like, it's just kind of weird to me. Like, yeah, I realized Canelo didn't have to give him this fight, right? Canelo could have said no. Like, we wouldn't be getting this fight if it wasn't for Canelo. Let's just keep it a buck there. He could have said no. And that's why he has his stance where he is right now with the fans. And that's why Tank is doing what he's doing. I blame Tank for everything that's going on in his career right now. Tank, I blame Tank, but at the same time, I understand him. Tank made it clear years ago. I don't care about belts. I don't care about none of that. I care about money. I care about whatever. I care about my name being known, right? He made that clear. So did Ryan Garcia. And now you have a fan base that's basically saying, oh, Tank is a fucking fake. His whole career is fake. So at this point, he's later on in his career. He's already told you a couple years ago, he only had a couple fights left. He just got out of a needle close fight in his last fight, which, come on now, he lost, right? If we want to go be technical, he lost, right? And now this guy offers him like 30 mil. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Because in his head, he's like, even if first off, the money. Number two, he's at a point in his career where, hey, look, Father Time gets to us all, bro. It gets to us all. So while he's still in his prime technically, but I'm saying as he's getting older, you got these other guys that are getting better. Like, I don't give a fuck what you say. Shakur, T.O., all these guys are getting better. They're getting better. And he's looking at this fight like, bro, that's 30 mil right there. Or whatever the fuck Jake gonna pay him. The only reason why I think it's bad, number one, I don't like Jake. I don't, you know, like I said, these are opinions, right? We're allowed to have opinions. I do not like Jake. I like when he fights for Amanda. I like the fact that other fighters are shown on his card. I like the fact that we do get good undercards, but him as a person, fighting him makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. You're not gonna win, my guy. There's like an NDA and all types of shit on there. Look, shout out to the dude CoffeeZilla, who did a documentary on Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and brought light to the girl that went to the Jake Paul party. It was never seen again. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. The girl's still missing to this day. Went to go hang out. Never seen again. Missing. FBI raided the mansions and everything. Anyway, I just don't think it's a beneficial. But as far as him doing it, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But I do blame him for how his career went, though. That's the thing. Canelo has gotten to a point, too, in his career where he feels like, I guess he feels like, bro, no matter what the fuck I do, right? If it's not David, no matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough, bro. I could fuck around and beat Usyk. It ain't good enough. And even, let's be completely honest, if he beat David, they would say something. I'm telling you, there would be some people that would say something like, he waited long. Look how long he waited. Look how long he waited. There's always an excuse. And on Sunday, on September 14th, the amount of excuses we are going to see is going to be insane. from both sides. No matter who wins, bro, the amount of excuses we are going to see is going to be insane. If Canelo beats Crawford, especially if someone gets knocked out, holy man, listen, if somebody gets knocked out, prepare for conspiracy theory. They're already making them already. I already told you it's a bad for Canelo. It's bad. If Canelo loses, bro, I mean, he's still a Hall of Famer, but it looks really, really bad. And that's why he's locked in the way he's locked in. And that's why all this other shit, I truly believe when that night comes, and like I said, everybody could break down the fight however they want to break it down. I truly believe there's going to come a point in that fight. Because he's sparring with Boots now. No, everyone's talking about him sparring with Boots. That's not the one that I was impressed with. What's his name? Somebody help me out here. The dude from Haiti. Help me out here. That fighter at 154, that motherfucker is bad. That dude is bad, bro. What's his name? Damn, what's his name? Hold on. The dude from Haiti. Bro, that dude's gonna be bro. You could just tell by looking at somebody, even though they're moving up in competition, you could just tell by their style that they're gifted. That man is gifted, bro. That man is gifted. Let me give you his name. I'm more impressed he's sparring with him. What's his name? Hold on 1 second. What's his name? Hold on 1 second. Let me see. What's his name? I think IBFP had made a video on it. His name is I just saw him fight the like not too long ago. I think is he from Haiti? I know he's at 154. No, he's at 154. What's his name, bro? I gotta find his name, bro. I just watched his fights, and this dude, bro, he's from 154. He fights like Crawford. He looked like Crawford. Like that's what I like about him. That's what I like about him. Yo, you could just tell by looking at a fight. Yeah, if you've been watching boxing long enough, we all have. You could just tell by looking at a person, like how he moves in the ring and how he throws his punches, that the dude is good. And the dude is good. And I think Canelo was training with him for weeks, bro. For weeks. And then he posted the one with Boots. I'm more impressed with him training for him because that guy fights like Bud Crawford. Boots don't fight like Bud. I think he's fighting. I don't know why. Maybe he's fighting Boots for the stamina. Oh yeah, that's getting back to my point. You saw something. You saw him, right, bro? That dude is. I'm calling it now. That dude's gonna be. He's gonna be hard to beat, bro. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be unbeatable. He's gonna be hard to beat. That motherfucker's bad, bro. And he's putting people away. None of his fights are close. Now, obviously, he's moving up in ranks, but you could just tell. You could tell. Jab, good. Straight right hand, good. Check left hook, good. Everything good. And he's got an attitude. And he's young. But I think, getting back to the fight, I think you look at the people who Canelo's training with, right? I think there's going to be a point in this fight where I think the first, I don't know how other people are breaking it down. I know some people think that round 1, Canelo is gonna bring it to Bud. I actually think it's the opposite. And maybe it'll change as the fight gets closer, but I think Bud is gonna try to press the issue with Canelo early. You want to know why? Because you have to. Because you have to. Ain't no fucking way you're gonna beat Canelo without earning his respect early. I don't see it, bro. You're gonna have to do something early to make him be like, okay, that hurt, or I need to watch out for that, or whatever. If you go in there like Jermell and you stall up and you're like, maybe I could wait till he gets tired, bro, that you're gonna fuck around and find out real early, bro. I'm just telling you. And I don't think Bud's gonna do that. I think Bud's gonna try to take it to Canelo early, and I think at some point in the fight, Canelo is gonna try to walk Bud down. And then at that point, the fight's going to be determined if Bud's going to stand his ground or not. I'm dead ass serious. Look who he's training with. And like I said, normally I don't talk about people who train with because I really don't care. But when it's an elite, it's different. Like, I think Canelo, everything is purposeful. Everything is with a purpose, right? Same thing with Bud. Like, sort of like you look at like, I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, right? But if you notice the top hip hop dudes, right, when they battle, you got these channels that break it down, and some of the bars you don't understand, right? And you got these channels that'll break down the bars, and when they actually break it down, there's actually a lot of thought into certain things that are being said. It's like it's calculated almost. They'll talk about places where the guy was at a certain month last year. You know what I mean? When they're battling and shit. And I think only the elite do that. And I think it's the same with boxing. Like everything that Canelo's doing and Bud is calculated, right? Just like this whole fight with Turk, all this shit was calculated, bro. The whole throwing the 25 mil at it, the open-ended threat, all that shit, just to get this fight. And now you see all this shit lining up. I think him training with Boots and training with the Haitian dude. The only reason why I see that is because I feel like Bud, Canelo's gonna try to walk Bud down, bro. But not just to like outbox him. I think he's gonna try to stop him. I think Canelo's gonna try to stop him and make a point. And I feel like he's gonna get backed into that corner because of what's happening outside the ring. Because he knows you got fucking the announcers are biased. Fucking Turkey, I know Turkey want Bud to win, and who knows who knows what the judges or whatever. I'm not implicating that. I'm just saying, when you look at that, he might look at it like, bro, I'm gonna have to put this motherfucker away. I'm gonna have to put him away, especially if the fight is close. And then the reason why I think it might actually happen is because I do not think Bud is gonna. One thing I know, one thing I stand firm on Bud. And I know we said it with Jermell, but it's a little bit different with Jermell. I think it was a little bit different with Jermell. I think Jermell was purely in shock when he felt Canelo's, like, everything that was going on. I don't think Crawford's going to be shocked. Like, Crawford, no. Crawford ain't dumb. Crawford's IQ is like fucking up there. And he's been training for like a year and a half. So it ain't gonna be no shock if he get hit by Canelo and he's gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. Nah, he know. I think when it gets to that point, I don't think Bud gonna back down. I don't think he's gonna back, and then that's when shit's gonna hit the fan. And I think that's just gonna be around like 8th or 9th round. And if that thing doesn't happen, it's gonna be it's either that or it's gonna be the most boringest fight ever, bro. Because I do not think this fight's gonna turn out the way that people think it's gonna turn out. Of course, every fight in the past that they've said this is the fight of the century, it turned out to be very, very lackluster. Every single one. That's why over promoting something is just never that good. Never that good. You set the bar so damn high that anything but walking on water is unacceptable. And people learn their lessons in everything, bro. Even games, bro. Remember Cyberpunk's 2077? Remember that? Oh no, what was it? Starfield? Microsoft was like, Starfield, you're gonna be able to do everything you can. You could do everything. You could have a child. You could do this. You could do that. You had motherfuckers waiting for that game to come out. They were telling their wives, yo, leave me the fuck alone for a month. All right, just leave me alone. I'm a game. And then you get the game, and you're like, every planet is the same. Every room is the same. Every gun is the same. Everything is the same. And you set that bar so damn high. Now everybody's like, bro, this game is whack. If you would have just set the bar a little bit lower, people would have been all right with it. Same thing with Cyberpunk. Oh, Cyberpunk is better now, but I'm just making an example. When you say this is the fight of the century, okay, Jake Paul's gonna fight Mike Tyson. It's the fight of the century, okay, and then you get that, and people are like, what was that? I get it. You're supposed to promote it. I don't think it's gonna go like that, bro. And the reason why I don't think it's gonna go like that is because I do not think they're evenly matched. Not to like slide on Crawford. It's not a slide on Crawford. I just think weight classes are there for a reason, bro. If weight classes did not exist, we'd be having Tank versus fucking Inoue and Shakur versus Virgil Ortiz and that's another thing. With Turk, we are getting some of these fights. We are. And I don't that's a different subject, but it's like he just be throwing some fights that just are just weird to me, bro. I get it. You bank it and fucking Conor Ben, but all these jumping up in weights, it's like a gimmick fight almost. Like, what's next? Chucky versus Chucky the Doll versus CM Punk? What the fuck are we doing here? Like, you're just mismatching all types of shit. You just because you like it. You know what would be a good fight? If Bam fought David Benavidez, that's a good fight. Oh, they're in the same camp. Fuck it. I got enough money. I can make it happen though. I can make it happen. I can make it happen. It's like that. Bro, just take the best fighters from the division, and that'll be a good. That when you do that, the fight is most likely gonna be more. It's gonna be better. You bringing all these dudes up, you bringing all these dudes down, and then you're setting this expectation. Then you wonder why people look at it like, bro, that fight was not all that. That's why I was surprised that Eubank and Conor was that good, which goes to show me how bad Eubank Jr. is. And I like him as a character, but like, and in he's not elite, obviously. You a 147 pounder moved up and gave you the fight of your damn life. You almost fell to this man. Yeah, maybe it'll happen with Crawford, but it's different, bro. Canelo's locked in. That's a different type of Canelo, like locked in. Like I don't even is he even doing interviews? I saw the one thing he posted, and it just automatically told you right then and there, like, I'm locked in. I'm not going nowhere. I just think he wanted money to fight him, bro. See, and look, I can understand this. Look, see, I can understand this. I think that Crawford and Boots was similar to Benavidez and Canelo. I don't think, come on. Yeah, like for you to think that Canelo is scared of somebody, I feel like if you don't like Canelo, that's fine. If you don't like Crawford, that's fine. When you start saying these guys are scared, that's when I feel like you're on the casual side of boxing, or you're very, very emotional. You're very emotional because these guys are not afraid to fight people, bro. It's just about the money. It's just, are you going to pay me enough? Are you know? That's another thing too. I don't feel like I'm in the right to tell somebody how much a fighter is worth. So Teofimo Lopez, right? Teofimo Lopez was going to fight Boots. Everybody was all happy. Everybody was like, look, he's challenging himself. There goes the TO I like. There go, right? Then when that fight didn't happen for whatever reason, and then the Devin Haney fight come around, and what was it, like 11 million? Now, because it's Devin, it's a different number. So T.O.'s like, okay, I'm not okay with that. Yeah, T.O. did with the whole dictator shit running his mouth. I get it. He puts his foot in his own ass. But that man has every right to determine his own wealth. And yet you got people that will try to, tear that down because they're trying to dictate how much they think that fucking man's worth. You're not getting in the ring, bro. Like, you ain't gonna tell him, like you can get mad all you want. The man thought he was getting 11 mil. For some reason, Boots ain't fight him. He thought he was still getting 11 mil. I get it. I wouldn't pay 11 mil for Devin either. But that's not T.O.'s fault. So when T.O. says no, boom, now they're like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and tell another man what he's worth. But I think that Crawford didn't want to fight Boots for money, not because he was scared. I think the same thing with David. I think the one thing with David Benavidez is a little bit different. He was also mad at David, which that's the diva part I don't like about Canelo. That's the diva part. The whole like, this guy talked to me, disrespect. Canelo, it's a fight, bro. It's a fucking fight, bro. All right. He doesn't like you. He wants to beat you up. But I also understand, though. I also understand that if the man that's holding the fucking pieces to the chess table, if the man that's holding the pieces to the fight, whether you like it or not, if he holds the key to the fight, and you know, I have to act this way to get the fight, or go about it this way. I mean, I like it, but I need to go about it this way. And I don't do it. At that point, it ain't his fault. It's my fault, bro. It's my fault. And I've used the same comparison before. You want to change what shift you're working on at work, and you go to your supervisor or you go to your boss. Hey, I can I please have mornings, bro? This is killing me. Fine. You can get mornings. I need your supervisor to sign off on it. This is the same supervisor that's a dick. He don't like you. So now you go to him. Are you going to be like, hey, sign this, you piece of shit? No. You're going to go, hey, can you sign this? I want to move the mornings. And he says to you, you know, being privileged because of his power, he says to you, all right, I'll do it, but you need to work, clean out, you know, when the trucks come in for the next 2 weeks or whatever, some scummy ass shit. If you don't do that and you go, well, go fuck yourself, then you must not want to work mornings, I take it. That's what I get out of it. That's how I looked at the Benavidez situation with Canelo. Yeah, it's a diva shit. Yeah, he holds the cards. Yeah, I don't like the whole shit. Yeah, it's a fight. Yeah, but you know that that's what you need to do to get the fight. So now, if you're not doing that, one may look at it, the smart people may look at it and go, maybe he's doing that because he doesn't want the fight. Maybe he wants to appear that he wants to fight. Because he knows casuals, let's be completely honest. This whole community is filled with people that hear what they want to hear, and then they will never look at the whole story. They hear something, they only stick with what they want to use or what they like, and they disregard everything else, or they don't look into the whole story, and then the people that give you everything are the ones that are considered the narrative pushers, are the ones that are considered dick riders, are the ones that consider the people that are giving you everything with receipts and are telling you this is the whole story. You make the decision yourself, are the ones that are being called all these fucking shit. But the guys that are over here taking chapter 1, 2, 3, that sounds good. Fuck all that. Let's just omit all that. Here goes the story. Oh, that's great, man. You keep it real. That's what's going on. So maybe he wanted to appear that he wanted to fight Canelo because, you know, people were going to run with it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying one can think that. Because it was very clear what they should have done if they wanted to get the Canelo fight. And he didn't. And he didn't ask, and he didn't ask for an extension for 168. Like, there were things I could point to David where I'm like, I'm not sure either, bro. But I'm going to give David the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, he didn't want to fight David. But I think it was for money. Crawford, Boots, yeah, he said he didn't want to fight Boots, but he said it was for money. He said the man did no numbers. But then again, since y'all want to keep bringing up David, wasn't there a time where once Turkey got involved, there is no pay-per-view numbers. I mean, he fronts everything. Didn't Turkey want Boots and Canelo? Boots and Crawford at one point? I got to go back. I don't want to speak on it if I don't remember it correctly. But I remember that there was a point, there was a time where Turkey wanted Boots and Crawford. And I forgot what happened. But like I said, I don't think he's scared of Boots. I mean, look, it's been shown that Boots has been turning all these fights down. So if anything, everything has been turned around on Boots now. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Boots, bro. I don't know what's going on with him. I think it's Eddie Hearn. I think Eddie Hearn is just tired of his fighters losing, and he's like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just give you easy fights, bro. You Boots, you're gonna have to take the bullet on this, bro. They're gonna have to call you pussy for a couple of maybe a year or two, because you're my investment. I can't, motherfucker. He over here going against he went like 0-5. 0-5 in that pay-per-view tournament. All his fighters lost. He's looking horrible out here. What do you mean? Why isn't he drug tested? Why do you think what makes you think he's not drug tested? And once again, this is where, see, I don't like going down this. You want to know why I don't like going down this avenue? You know what I've noticed? Even when you tell people everything, it's like they bypass it. They don't want to retain it. Like the dude that came up here, hey, shout out to him. I forgot his name. He came up here. I told him, I said, bro, you keep bringing up the clenbuterol, right? Okay, fair game. You do know, right, that the same guy, Victor Conti, and all these other guys, I even showed it to him. I'm like, these people technically, exonerated him. Talked about the hair sample. When it gets to that point, they're like, you're just making excuses. Oh, bro, I'm not making nothing, bro. I am telling you what these people said. They literally took an hour out of Avada press conference. Took an hour with Flip Hermansky and Margaret Goodman, and they literally put the slides up there, and they showed dates of when people went to Mexico and ate the meat, literally at a conference. You play that, they're going to be like, look at this guy pushing the net. Bro, I'm not pushing nothing, bro. Don't you want to know the whole story? Or you just want to hear the part where Canelo was tested dirty? Okay, fine. Well, then when somebody brings up, how does 2 gloves bust when Crawford is fighting? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because every time somebody tries to tell you everything, it turns into, oh, now you're being a dick rider. I'm just telling you what happened, bro. You can say I'm a dick rider all you want. What, you want me to omit that? Okay, fine, y'all. He tested positive for clenbuterol. Okay, and Crawford's gloves busted. And Crawford's in snack. You like that? You don't want me to add no context onto that, right? It doesn't sound good, right? It doesn't sound good when you don't add no context onto it. It sounds fucking horrible. Yeah, Shadow was arrested for this. Yeah, y'all was found not guilty. Why are you not telling them that? See? And I'm sitting up here with the guy, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, he was no, that's an excuse. So it's like you get to that point, they don't even want to hear that part, bro. They just filter that shit out. That's when it becomes emotional. You can't deal when you're dealing with emotions. You can't. The facts are not going to help with emotions, bro. We know this. When a person is emotional, facts make it worse. Facts make it worse. I could use myself as an example. I had a lot of pity on myself when my parents died. And I was mad at God. And I believe in Jesus. And yes, I'm not perfect, bro. That's why I need him. And I'm mad. And I'm reading the book of Romans, which is my favorite book of all time. And in the book, it talks about, basically in so many words, when people say, well, how come God doesn't talk to me? Where is he? And it's basically saying, well, how can you ask that question? Look at the trees. Look at every design has a designer. Right now, if I spin around and point to anything on my room, I don't know, this, the floor, the rug, it all has a design, right? Every design has a designer. You see the lines and everything, don't matter what it is. Point to anything in the room, the walls, the floor, whatever, my shirt. Ever been up in the plane? Look down at the mountains? Design. That means there was thought put into it. Intelligence. Every design has a designer. So why are you asking when it's in front of your face, right? So I'm reading that, but then it gets down to the point where it's like the clay and the potter, because I was feeling pity on myself. I'm like, damn, God, why did you take my parents away from me? Like, why did you give me this bad hand? Like, me, pity me, pity me, pity me. Then I get to the verse where it's like the guy back then, they were making clay. And it says the clay looks at the guy and goes, hey, why did you make me like this? Why did you make me like this? And then it clicked. Who am I to question somebody who just has the power to make me or whatever? It's like the clay saying, why did you make me like this? And you're looking at the clay like, well, who are you talking to? You better keep talking. I'm going to add a third leg on. Like that. It made me think, but I was emotional. The fact got me mad. Also, reading and finding out that man's law different than God's law, meaning that I am looked at the same as a rape and a murderer in God's eyes. If I sin, all sins are the same. I know. So y'all take that to offense, right? How dare you put me on the level of a sex offender or whatever, right? Yes, in his eyes, yes, you are. Because all of it is the same. Murderer is not higher than this, is not higher. Just he's a perfect being. It's all the same. You do it once, y'all all the same. I read that. I was so emotional. The facts are hitting me in my face. I'm a dirty human being. But I'm mad. I'm so emotional. I don't want to hear it. La, 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 la. I don't want. I'm like that. I'm like that. And that's what people do in real life. They bring up the Canelo thing. You're like, okay, don't you want to hear the whole thing? La, 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 la. Okay, bro. Whatever, bro. Fine. Go to the channel where the guy's going to give you chapters 3 and call it the day. I'm not going to do it here. And the undercard is trash. Except for the Lester Martinez. I think that undercard is trash. Last time I looked at it. Yes, brother. And I don't really try to get all spiritual here because, you know, some people don't believe in it is what it is. But I'm just using that as an example because I find it easier to use myself. It's because when I use other people, they get upset. So when I use myself, it's easier. If I call you emotional, you're going to get mad. But if I use myself and say, okay, let me explain to you, I was emotional. It's easier for me. But the fact of the matter is nobody likes the facts when it goes against their fucking emotions, bro. I've been there. We've all been there, bro. Believe me. It doesn't feel good. But you got to be like, bro, that's a fact, though. Because that at that point, you're letting your emotions dictate your life, bro. We could both criticize Canelo and Crawford on both of those situations, but the fact is, the gloves that busted, I believe, was it you, G Funky? I believe somebody had did an interview with the people that make the gloves. And I'm pretty sure they might have, and I don't know if it was against Crawford or for Crawford. The people that make the gloves, like they were asking them, like, what are the odds of 1 busting? What's the odds of 2 busting? And I forgot. But yeah, Canelo popped dirty. There's a whole story behind that. Yeah, his gloves broke, but I think there was a story behind that too. So I just think that everything outside the ring that's happening right now is just trying to level the field. And I don't know if it is going to be enough, but I do think that that is exactly why Canelo has like locked himself down like that. And I think when it comes to that point in the fight, he might be like, yo, you know what? If this shit even goes 12, like they might fuck around and give it to this guy, bro. They got fucking Andre Ward on there. You fucking Max Kellerman can't stand Canelo, bro. Can't stand, bro. This dude has said the most diabolical shit about Canelo, bro. The most diabolical shit. And I kind of like Max Kellerman too. I think he's a good, you know, I give people props for, you know, whether I agree with him or not. But like I said, Tim Bradley, who I don't hate. I don't hate him. I don't know him. But he was the reason why I stopped watching commentary. Okay? I'm trying to tell you how bad a commentary can affect the fight. I'm over here watching Shakur Stevenson not do a damn thing. And this man is talking like the man was like floating on water. Man, look how gracefully he moves his feet. Oh, man, look at that. Talking about everything. And he's not, I mean, I'm like, damn, okay, I get it, bro. Well, I know who you're going for. But to a casual that doesn't know a damn thing about boxing, bro, you listen to that, and I'm telling you, bro, if the fight is close, that's all you retain. You want to know a perfect example? What fight do people, or I'm not going to say it's the most one, but there's a fight that people talk about all the time that they feel like the commentary affected how the fight looked. Do y'all remember? I still think Floyd won the fight, but it's Floyd versus Cotto. It's Floyd versus Cotto. And it depends on which version you was watching because there's two versions. And I know which version they're talking about. Literally, there's a point where Cotto had Floyd in the corner, catching Floyd cleanly. They're like, beautiful how Floyd just smothers those punches. And I'm like, no, the fuck he didn't. No, the fuck he didn't. Now, Floyd won in my eyes. I'm just saying, everything Floyd did. Oh, this guy's, oh my God. Oh, man, Floyd. Oh, Floyd, this and that. Every time Cotto landed, oh, good block. But he smothered that. Didn't get everything in on it. And at the end of the fight, you look back at that and you go, if you're casual, you're like, damn, Floyd really fucked him up, didn't he? That's what I think they're doing with Canelo, bro. There's no coincidence with Andre Ward and Max Kellerman, bro. Maybe if it was one, okay. And also, like I said, I still got to see the setup. Maybe there's 8 people. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just like a segment. Maybe they are just a segment. They might not even call it. I'm telling you right now, if they call the Canelo fight, maybe they're there for the undercard. I don't know. But I don't know. Max Kellerman and Andre Ward, you're going to use them for an undercard? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Those are main event. That's the main card people you would use, bro. So if you have them calling the Canelo fight, then you already know what's up. You already know what's up at that point, bro. You already know. The first time? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. You know what I liked about Floyd? Any fight that was questionable, the motherfucker ran it back. Y'all can say what you want about Floyd. If it was, I like that about Floyd. Y'all think. And then you know what's crazy? Every time he rematched it, he made that shit look so simple, bro. I got to give Floyd that, bro. I got to give him that, bro. Every time somebody came close to be, I think it was only twice, but he's like, you think I lost to him? Let's run that back. Run it back, easy as fuck. Or easier. Lennox Lewis did the same thing. That's why when Lennox Lewis would get introduced, they would say the man to technically beat everybody he's been in the ring with. Even though he's lost, he beat them because he rematched them ASAP and beat them, either knocked them out or stopped them, or it wasn't a question. That's why one could literally look at Lennox and say, I'm just being a little with the words here. You could technically say he is undefeated in that way. No, he's beat every man he's fought. I'm sorry. Right? If I have 10 fights and I lost 2 to Hawker, but the other 2 fights I beat Hawker. Like, I still beat everybody I fought. You know what I mean? It's kind of tricky with the wording, but yeah. That's another reason why it looks bad for Tank, by the way. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying Tank is afraid. I don't think Tank want to fight Lamont Roach again. And I think he was going to starch Lamont Roach. I think he was going to starch him. I think Tank, you want to know how you know Tank is fed up with the fans? Go look at what he's saying on X. Go look at what he's saying on X. You had somebody who said in a kind way, hey, Tank, bro, I fuck with you, Tank. I fuck with you, bro. But you need to run that back with Lamont, bro. You know, I know you could knock him out. What was his response? Like, shut the fuck up and just be a fan. Shut the fuck up and just be a fan. So he's fed up, bro. And he did it to himself, but he's fed up. He's probably like, I don't care what these people think. They're not gonna, it's probably, I don't love this sport the way that I used to anymore. And we kind of knew that was happening. Yeah, I remember when I did that live, I think I was up for a long time because when Tank did the interview where he fought, oh my goodness. Was it Hector? Was it Hector Garcia? The one where Tank showed up in the backpack. Y'all remember? And he went off on everybody, bro. He went off on T.O. He went off on Shakur. He said fuck Shakur, fuck T.O., fuck all these people. And then in the same interview, he was like, I don't care about the sport no more. I don't care. I don't care. That's when he was like, I don't care. I don't even want to fight anymore. And he's saying that at a press conference where he's supposed to be talking about his fight. So that goes to show you his mentality be for it. So he's just at a point where he doesn't care. I also think Canelo is at a point where he don't care. Canelo's doing the same thing. If Canelo really cared, I feel like, and here goes the difference between Tank and Canelo. Canelo has done enough in the sport and has a country that will support him. However, Canelo is an enigma because some of the biggest Canelo haters are Mexican. Because you have those Mexicans that feel like he's not the typical fight anybody like Eric Morales, fight anybody like that. And they're some of them are the biggest fucking criticizers of Canelo. But he has a country that will always back him no matter what, bro. Tank don't got that, bro. That's what's so fucked up about Americans. We don't back our own fighters. In fact, we are the first. Matter of fact, America is the only country that I see, not the UK, not Europe, not anybody, not China, not Japan, no whatever. Anytime somebody else loses in another fucking country, they give them a welcome home. The dude Duplessis from UFC got dominated by Hamzat Chimaev. He comes home, they party, they greeted the man like, brother, good job, beer, women, pizza. You lose over in America, man. Fuck, this guy he's trash. He never was good to begin with, you fucking joke. That's what we do over here. That's what we do in America. We feel like we're entitled. He does look like a and besides, bro, I stopped taking Tank seriously when he fucking came in with the pocketbook and the nails, man. Hey, look, I don't care who it is, bro. I went at T.O. I don't care what anybody says. T.O., you're my guy, T.O. I will never go against you. I'll criticize the fuck out you. I'll never go against you. But I saw you with your painted nails, bro. Or your fucking what he did, his eyebrows? Or his painted nails. I saw that. You kind of creeped that in there at the press conference. Like you was like testing it out. I saw, bro. I don't give a fuck. I know what I saw. He was like testing. It was almost like testing it out. Let me do the eyebrows first. Let me see if anybody's gonna come at me real quick. Tank just went all fucking in. Give me that pink purse. These motherfuckers, bro. I don't know what's up with these dudes, bro. I ain't wearing no purse, bro. I don't care. And then on top of that, you dropping stacks for that shit. You paying racks for a pink purse, bro. The fuck out of here. Yeah. I fuck with T.O., but I know that's what T.O. was in the mirror like, all right, bro, I can't just come out fully. Shit. I'll just do a little eyebrow. I'll just do a little eyebrow, see if anyone notices and see how much pushback I get. And then if they don't say nothing, I'll do the whole nail thing. If you're gonna come out the closet, just come out the closet, bro. But T.O. ain't like that. That's my guy. But he another one, bro. He another one where his career would be different if he would just that's the one where I feel like, and I do feel bad for him too. Not for everything he does. And I'm not giving him an excuse. I just feel like T.O. is misunderstood. All that shit you see right now, and I know y'all don't want to hear it, and this is an opinion. This is an opinion. This isn't a fact. This is an opinion. But all that shit he does, all that racial shit he does, I don't think that's really T.O. I don't think that's T.O. Why? Shakur, Richardson Hitchens, and Ryan, all three who knew him coming up, all three of them said, bro, stop acting like you racist, bro. Richardson Hitchens was like, bro, stop acting like you're racist. I know you're not like that. Why are you doing this? Even Tank said it. So I tend to agree with the people that are been around. Like, when people say this guy's trash or this guy, whatever, if I don't know so much about him, I kind of go off what other fighters say. Like, unless, shout out to the channels that were in tune with Brian Norman. There was a couple of them before he was, you know, I give props to where it's due. I don't know if it was Mark Nash, could have been some other ones. It's some channels I haven't seen in a while. But you know, they were talking about Brian Norman and around the time when I think he sparred Tank, right? If I'm wrong, let me know. I think he sparred Tank. This is years ago. And people were talking about the sparring sessions and shit, because you know Tank had the crazy sparring sessions and shit. And we knew back then, like, from other fighters, yeah, that dude's a dog. But you ask a casual, they don't know who the fuck he is. They're like, man, who? Brian Norman. Look at his name. Brian Norman. Like, that's, you know, that's how you know you're a casual. Man, look at his name. Look at his color. Look at his shirt. Like, when a motherfucker starts saying that, bro, you have no clue what you're watching, bro. You have no clue. But yeah, his T.O. learned the hard way. And it's a shame. It's a shame, because as much as I the one thing I will say about Devin, I don't want to get on Devin so much, because every time I get on Devin, y'all call me the Devin hater, bro. All I tell you is how I feel. Okay, I tell you how I feel. I don't disrespect him as a fighter. Anybody that gets in the ring and risks their life, bro, I ain't gonna, bro. The only person I've ever came close to being disrespectful is Berlanga, and y'all know the reason behind that. I think he makes my people look hella bad. Hella bad. But other than that, I want to see these guys put on these good fights, right? But I think my expectation has changed over time, bro. And maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's my fault. I understand some of these guys got sponsors, some of these guys got relationships, and they don't want to burn them. I'm just telling you, it's kind of hard sometimes as a person that's subscribed. Like, you know, there are just know there are people that actually watch how you move. Not everybody is like just looking at you like, oh, Shadow dropped another video today. That's a good video. There are actual people that go. I remember when Shadow said this the other week. Fucking flip-flopper. There are people that do that because they want to see if you're being genuine. And you could change your mind, bro. Changing your mind is fine. I'm not saying that. Y'all know what flip-flopping is, bro, okay? Let's not act like it, right? Maybe that's my fault for putting respect on shit that maybe I shouldn't have been putting respect on, but yeah, it was like 5 years ago. It was like 5 years ago. Tia female. Yeah, hey. I know people be calling them Tia female. It's all good, man. I could criticize all the motherfuckers, bro. All them. Gervonta, T.O., Shakur. It's crazy, you know, because I think every fighter has crazy fan bases, you know, and not only that, but this is probably the only generation where like almost every single fighter we could name has done some fucking crazy shit where we could be like, what the fuck was that? Like, look at the turnaround with Boots, bro. The only people sticking by Boots right now is a diehard Boots fan. I'm a diehard Boots fan, but I'm telling you, some of the shit he's done and turned down, I'm scratching my head, bro. Scratching my head, brother. I fucks with you, Jerron, but I don't know what this shit is. So my excuse and my bias is I just blame Eddie. It's Eddie's fault. It ain't Jerron, it's Eddie. Eddie's probably like, man, look, you're going to have to look like a pussy for the next 2 years. I can't lose you as an investment. I could beat these guys. Shut up. I could beat. T.O.'s like, bro, T.O.'s tiny. Shut up. You're not fighting him. I'm going to give you some guy named TJ from 32nd Street. Let me find him. It's like, the fuck, man. This shit is crazy to me, bro. I be looking at some of these fights. I don't think none of these guys are afraid, bro. I don't think none of these guys are afraid. Look, hey, I got a couple minutes before I get out of here. Anybody want to come on and talk about anything? Hey, by the way, anyone's welcome on here, man. I don't know how many times I gotta say that shit. Anyone's welcome on here. I don't care, bro. You can fucking hate T.O.'s guts. I don't care. This is what you feel. Tell me why you feel that way. Where the fuck is the link? I knew you was gonna say that. Yo, did my shit get delivered? Hold up. Anyway, so, the undercard. By the way, I don't know how y'all think about the undercard, but I feel like they saved all the money for Crawford and Canelo. And I noticed that with Canelo events, bro. I hate to say it, bro. All Canelo undercards are straight fucking trash. Hold on 1 second. I see you, my brother. Hold on. You know I gotta check, even though it's you. I put one of the famous knockouts up there. What's good, my guy?
Hello.
Hey, what's good, brother?
Damn, I can disguise it.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, loco, man? I was about to send out for the Navy SEALs for you, man.
Yeah, I just take a break sometimes.
I know, but
I have to go. You know of all people, brother. I have to take a break sometimes, bro. I have to.
Good. I'm not saying that, but I
have to, bro.
But
just my breaks are fucking long, bro.
I just want to know that you still breathing.
I know, bro. Every time I take a break, they be like, "Yo, what the fuck happened to Shadow?"
I want to know that you still breathing. I know why now, and you don't have to explain it. I just want to know. Yeah, yo, man, I'm breathing. All right, man.
So what's going on, man? Tell me. So do you agree with that? I feel like they are stacking. Maybe am I saying it wrong when I say that they're trying to even the odds from the outside of the fight?
What fight? Which one are we talking about?
So the Canelo and Crawford. I feel like with the Max Kellerman, Andre Ward, obviously, Turk likes Crawford and he's been eyeing him. Plus, I feel like for the past 2 years, right, Crawford didn't fight nobody. Crawford's been focusing nothing on Canelo. Meanwhile, Canelo carries on with business, fights Berlanga, fights William Skull. That's the one thing I respect about Canelo. He just carries on his business. He's like, you ain't gonna fight me, motherfucker, fine. But
he's gonna do his 2 a year no matter what.
Right. He's gonna do it no matter what. But still, at the same time, though, Crawford, when he locks in, he locks in. So now you got a guy that's locked in for like a year.
He better be, because he's gonna get knocked out. He better be ready for it.
But as far as like trying to even the odds from the outside, what do you think about that?
Like what you talking about? You said Ward, like what, commentating team and all that shit?
Yeah, because first off, the commentating teams, and then of course, I don't really want to talk about Victor Conti too much, but we do know the whole, with Snack, and then like I said, Canelo carrying on as usual, Turkey being his man. I feel like there's a lot of things, and then with the boxing community, I feel like there's a lot of things you could try to do on the outside. So, for instance, this is why I bring up the commentary team.
Like what? So I'm on the same page. You like do what on the outside? Like what are we talking about?
Make try to because when the fight was announced, right? It's like, damn, he's moving up 3 weight classes up. Like that's a fucking given. Canelo's gonna knock him out, and then it's like you gotta kind of like even the odds or try to like, for instance, I feel like if you have the right commentators. Like when Manny Pacquiao fights, the whole crowd goes crazy. Even if he misses a jab, they go crazy, right?
Okay, so you're talking about the perception.
Yes, the perception, because the perception is, let's say Canelo wins, but the public's perception is Crawford wins.
Oh, yeah. No, they've done a good job for the gullibles.
Right, for the gullibles.
Right. They've done a good job for the gullibles. Yeah, I mean, the closer this fight gets, the more people think that Crawford's got a shot. I see that. I see that.
He's got a shot. Like, what do you think? He's got no shot? I don't.
No, he got no shot.
No, I disagree.
Nah, he got no shot. He's getting.
I will say this. It's scary to see Canelo locked in like that.
He locked in, yeah, and more whatever. But it just no. There's.
He didn't do that with Berlanga. HOD. He didn't. He was golfing.
Berlanga.
He was golfing. I know, but still, it shows you the difference. He was golfing when he was gonna fight Berlanga. He was fucking golfing.
But
when he fought Munguia, when Amazon Prime did the promo. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
What the difference is
Did you?
in
Oh,
this
by the way,
one?
just real quick, do you remember that promo? Not the promo. Sort of like the blood, sweat, and tears, but it was for Amazon Prime, and it showed Canelo. He did the Rocky shit. He was training like Rocky Balboa. I love that shit. He was waking up. He was like at a ski resort or Colorado.
But what you know, Canelo has a set regimen
Yeah.
that he always does. So his work ethic is always the same no matter what. Now, what could be a little bit different in this one is that he's more focused on strategic, and that's all. The strategy. Just that's where I see the differences here. Is just getting prepared strategically, and that's it. But because he knows that Berlanga ain't no great boxer, Munguia ain't no great boxer, he knows that naturally he whoops their asses. So I think in this,
you admit that by him locking in the way he's been locking in, it's obviously because he thinks Crawford is somewhat. He's got to be some. I mean,
no, he
don't lock in like that for somebody. You think that's not a threat, brother?
He has a lot more to lose. Crawford ain't got shit to lose.
I agree with that, but you gotta respect.
And that's it.
Like,
that's all to it. I lose. I'm the one looking like a goofball out here.
So he loses. Think it's more about that and not.
Yeah. And then also, soy Mexicano. I'm not gonna lose to a black guy. I ain't gonna do that. He's gonna come and bring all the weight of his power of Mexico, with him. And he ain't gonna want to do that.
I think he's gonna try to stop Crawford. But you know what?
I know that.
I think I don't think Crawford is going to be like Jamel. I do think Crawford is going. I've been looking
which is good. Guarantees us a knockout.
I have a feeling that Crawford. I feel like he's got to gain his respect early. He's got to HLD because I feel like if you don't, bro, you're not gonna listen. I'm not any look like
I'm gonna hit him with a chair because it ain't gonna be with his fist.
You gotta hit him with something, bro. You gotta get that respect early, bro. You can't go in there like, bro. Jamel learned hard. I don't know what the fuck Jamel was doing.
He learned that if he stays in there, he's gonna.
I don't know what Jamel was doing. I don't know if Jamel was confused. I don't know if Jamel was comfortable. I don't know if it was the weight. Even Jamel looked different, right? But see, the thing is, I give Crawford that credit as far as like respect. As far as like, I feel like he ain't Jamel. I think he's very IQ wise and mind, like Crawford's mind is like, I don't know if this is even making sense. I feel like his mind is up there with like T.O.'s mind. It's like you can't beat me. There is no like you're not gonna beat me. Maybe no, you can't beat me.
No, he's got to have that attitude. I don't take that away from him. That he has to have that attitude. But I know deep down inside he knows that once I get hit, that's when I'm gonna know what's up. If all my shit is just bullshit. Is my belief real or is my belief a fantasy? And once he gets hit a couple times, that's when he's gonna know I'm fucked. Charlo thought he had it until he got it. Oh shit.
Yeah, but you know what though? Crawford has way more tools than Charlo, bro.
It's not about the tools. It's about the
it's about the tools, HOD.
No, it's about the punch resistance. Simple as that. It's gonna come down to the punch resistance. I saw Porter put hands and feet on Crawford. You only got to watch 2 fights. Porter and Madrimov. Both those guys put hands on Crawford. And both those guys are nowhere near the IQ level of tools that Canelo got. And
I still disagree with you on the Madrimov fight. I blame Madrimov, but go ahead.
There's nothing to blame, bro. I mean, Crawford didn't do shit. Somebody who actually, I forgot his name, Bullfrog or something like that. He was just rewatching the fight on Twitter around by like, bro, how same thing I've been saying. You know, like how the hell what did Crawford do to win any of the first 5 rounds? No,
because I look at it like this. I look at it. You are the champion. You have a guy that's moving up to try to take your belt, bro. And I don't know. I understand you got to take it from the champion, but
no, that's a saying.
In my mindset, I think Madrimov should have been like, motherfucker, this is my weight class. Like, that's what Canelo's going to try to do. You think Canelo's going to fucking...
He's a 10-win fighter, bro. He was never that good, bro. He's a 10-win fighter, and everybody wants to make him something that he never fucking was.
Most of those people, you know, and I know most of... Now, I don't know his amateur career, but most of those guys don't have a lot of pro fights before they...
Bro, the dude is not... The dude is decent. He's just not a... He's not great.
He's not a bad fighter, HOD.
He's not great. He's not a great fighter.
He's not elite. He's not elite, but he's
not.
He's not a bad fighter.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not. You know, he's a B, middle of the road fighter. He's a B fighter. That's what he is. And he, like I said, when have you ever seen somebody of all the competition, including Mayweather, land 3 rights in a row on Canelo? Never.
Land 3 rights in a row. Oh
never.
Floyd?
Hell, I don't think not even nobody. I don't know any all-time greats that have been landed on 3 fucking right hands.
You know what I do remember about that Floyd fight though? Yo, Floyd was nasty, bro. I remember Floyd had fucking Canelo. You remember the part where he was pawing with him like this? He was pawing like this. He was like keeping his hand in front of Canelo's face like this, blinding him. And then as soon as Canelo moved it out the way, he shot right over. I think it was an uppercut or that pull counter was not. Man, Floyd was a different animal though. Floyd was different.
He outboxed him. That's what he did.
How old was Canelo?
23.
Yeah, so he wasn't even in his prime. Prime is like what, 28?
27.
28, 27, right?
So I that's just mathematical to me. I see Porter did that to Crawford. And the thing is, Canelo's better boxer than both those guys. Plus,
then who?
Canelo better than Porter and Madrimov.
Oh, I thought you said Devil. I don't know why you said
no. And the difference is he's got power. So
yeah, he does got power. I don't know where this narrative is like Canelo is not knocking people out, bro. He's dropping people that are way bigger than him. Okay,
they don't want to say that. They don't want to say that.
He's
dropping 200-pound giants.
Like, he dropped bro. Berlanga was 200 plus. Berlanga's dumbass steps on a scale before stepping into the ring, letting the whole world know. Look at me. I rehydrated like 30 fucking pounds to fight a 5'7" man. Yeah, the more I think about Berlanga, just even when I try to stick up for Berlanga, I just can't, bro. But anyway, he steps on the scale. His ass gets dropped. Munguia got dropped. Ryder got dropped.
Everybody got dropped.
Yeah, everybody got dropped. These are bigger men.
And he had the nets to go up to 175 to face Bivol, a champion who was in his prime and who we ended up finding out to be one of the greats of this era. Because after that fight, he beat up Zurdo, and now he beat Better Beef. So this dude is not this dude is no Madrimov. You see? Now Canelo is gonna be facing the smallest light ass fighter he's had since he's been champion, bro. This is the smallest guy, period.
Oh, Crawford?
Yep. And I'm not talking because he's just naturally, he's just a smaller guy than anybody.
Crawford's I can tell you this. Crawford's transformation isn't like Jermel's transformation. Jermel was just eating and working out, which is probably the same thing that y'all think, but you could tell, like, I don't know, Bud shit looks different.
No, I don't see no that. What happens with a guy like that? Naturally, when they start working out, because all he's been is always going down. Their body naturally just goes down in weight. Bro, he's not solidified 168. He is not.
So you're saying, right? I see what you're saying. Like, even though muscle sometimes puts on weight, when you are athletic like that, and
when
you
start working out, you're gonna go down.
You're right. That you're gonna. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's not like you've been at that weight forever.
There's only so much your muscles can put on as far as weight. But then everything else you're going to start losing.
Density. His density is not the same.
Right. And when the fat comes off, you will lose. So you have to be gaining weight somehow.
He's trying. Yeah, he's going to be doing the best he can, and I get it. But I don't.
But does he have to? Can he choose? Can he choose? Can he choose to come in at a lower weight? I don't know why you would do that, but
he probably would. Can
he be like? Yo, you know what? I don't even want to go up to 160. Like I'm not trying to. I want to retain my speed, so I'm gonna come in like 160.
He could come in anywhere between 160.1 up to 168. He could come at any of those weights as long as
I think he gonna come on spot on. I think he gonna come in 168.
Whatever makes him feel good, man. Whatever makes him feel that he's gonna be able to hold the shot better, because that's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, but he needs to see. The problem is, bro, people keep. Oh my goodness, bro, that's a tall mountain to climb, because number one, Canelo got the best chin. I mean, as far as I that's an opinion, you know, but I think he's got the best chin. He's definitely got power. I don't care what
You
narrative.
could quantify the chin as a fact with looking at
He's
the
got
thing.
power. He's a good body puncher. He's got a quick left hook. You saw that left hook that was recent with Berlanga. That shit was fast as fuck out of nowhere. Even though it was Berlanga, still Berlanga was 200 something plus pounds. So the only thing that Crawford can bank on is Canelo's so-called stamina. But if you look at it, he's the boots thing. Everyone's looking into the boots. Yo, who's the Haitian guy he was training with? The Haitian guy.
No,
Somebody please give me his name, bro.
I thought what I saw, and he's training with Yo-Yo.
What's his
Hernandez.
What's his name? Actual name.
Yoelis.
That's the guy. He's not from Haiti. What's his name?
He's Cuban.
Cuban. He's Yoenis, that dude.
I think Cuban or Dominican.
Oh my goodness, bro. That motherfucker is no joke. What's his name?
Yoelis Hernandez. Or you just type in Yo-Yo Hernandez, it'll come up. I think he's Cuban. I don't know if it's Cuban or Dominican, one of the two. I think he's Cuban.
Oh, he is Cuban. He is Cuban, bro. That dude, bro. And I know people gonna be like, man, who the fuck is he? I ain't never seen it, bro. I'm telling you, bro. From what I see, this dude is no joke, bro.
No, he's not.
He's no joke, bro. He fights like Crawford, like at 154. I was watching him. He's fast. He's got a good jab. He's got a good stance. He's got good defense. I mean, everything. Look, now, mind you, he's fighting a bunch of, he's moving up. He's fighting Tyrone Davis coming up.
Yeah, he already fought him, beat his ass.
Oh, he beat his ass? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the dude that beat him. Okay. Yeah, he's good. Now you add in Boots, right? Training with Jerron and his Boots. And I just think that right there, because I don't think you're fighting Boots to unless maybe he thinks Boots can mimic Crawford.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You think that's what it is?
And the switch hitting. And
the switch hitting.
Yeah.
I think it's more of the stamina, bro. I think he wants to spar with Boots. Boots got a lot of, bro. One thing Boots
they're not sparring doghouse rules or anything. I mean, this is very strategic with Boots.
He's very strategic.
Yeah, this is about what I heard.
One thing I give Boots is Boots got mad. Like, Boots is one of the rare fighters, bro, I've ever seen, bro. And I know people listen, there's a lot of criticism, but I don't care, bro. I'm telling you what I see. Like I said, I see this man become faster as the fight goes on, bro. He's got like Boots got good stamina. He's got that.
He's a workout animal. Nobody can take that away from him.
I'm kind of thinking maybe he's, because listen, the only thing I feel like Crawford can bank on is outboxing him, right? Which first off, I feel like that needs to be talked about in itself, because people are making it seem like I don't think Crawford is up there with Floyd as far as ring IQ, and he can box. Don't get me wrong. But like outboxing Canelo, like people make it seem like people think because Canelo has slowed down, he's not the same Canelo that fought Triple G. I like that slippery version using his
Crawford offensive IQ is high. His defensive is shit.
His offensive IQ is high. But
his defense is shit. I don't think he's got speed. He's got great timing, but he ain't got speed.
He's got good timing.
Yeah, he's got good timing. So what I give Crawford, he's gonna have his experience, obviously, right? His offensive acumen, his timing, and and that's about it. And dog, that's about it. That's all I'm giving him in this fight. No defense at all.
Two things. I feel like either the fight will end in knockout or it's going to be a very boring fight.
I'm really thinking that's what, bro. All these big time fights end up being duds.
Yes, disappointments, all of them.
They all become duds.
You want to know why? Because
too much on the line and money.
The bar that people set when you sit there and you say, and I get it, you're a promoter. You're supposed to say HOD versus Shadow is going to be the greatest fight in the past. I get it. But when you keep saying the best fight in 100 years, the best fight in 100 years, and the shit.
That adds a little bit to it. But the bottom line is.
And when people expect a fucking full firework type fight and they get hardly nothing.
Yeah, but you would expect that from Mayweather and Pacquiao to show us a fight, and they didn't. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the promotion. Is that they sucked ass in the ring. They didn't even give us a mid-fight.
There were a lot of fights that we thought was going to be better than what they were. For instance, it was a good fight, but it wasn't the fight that we thought it was going to be when Benavidez fought, what's his name?
Morrell?
Yeah, Morrell. Like I thought that.
No, but that was a competitive fight.
It was a competitive fight, but
it was a competitive fight. Yeah,
I still think in the eyes of the public, it would have been different.
No, but it had nothing to do with that. That was a competitive fight. Just one man showed up to be better, but it was a competitive fight. It wasn't a dud. It wasn't boring. Mayweather Pacquiao was totally a shit box, bro. Fuck that fight. You know what I mean? So, but I kind of expect the same here, man. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to the effect of that. Have they done a good job to convince people and whatnot that Crawford, blah 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 blah. Okay, it hasn't done anything for me. It hasn't. Not for this fight. Would that have worked for versus a Charlo at 154? Yeah, I say yeah, but not against.
And yeah, I brought that up, Sergeant. It's like that, people were thinking that Dracus through, Hamzat was going to be and they had a lot of reasons why to think that. I mean, and it turned out to be just a one-way domination, which was boring. And I do think this fight will go either those two ways. I do not think it'll live up to what it is simply because of there are but you know what's going to be most exciting for me? Most exciting for me won't even be September 13th. That won't even be exciting for me. What's going to be exciting to me is Sunday, Monday, and the following week. The shit I don't care who wins, bro. I don't care if it's Crawford or Canelo. The type of excuses and conspiracies we are going to see, y'all, the following week will be legendary.
Oh, yeah.
Will be legendary. I'm just waiting with popcorn to fucking see what some of these guys are going to, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be out there. Especially if somebody gets knocked out.
Yeah.
If somebody gets knocked out, you already know, HOD, the fucking conspiracy theories are going to come out, bro.
Crawford going to be knocked. If Crawford dares to fight, he's getting knocked out.
And you know what? If he gets knocked out, I have more respect for that and actually not running,
I imagine if it's like one of those one punch knockout that it doesn't not a beating, just a one punch knockout.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine?
And then it'll just show, bro. It's not.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Bro, you what happened to all your
now imagine if Crawford wins.
That'll be like holy crap. Now it can't be no robbery. I can't see no damn robbery.
Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. So here goes another thing too. When they fight, let's say it goes the distance, and Crawford does clearly win 3-4 rounds. I think it is possible. Like I said, I give him a lot of credit where people probably don't. I do. I think if anybody could do it, it's him. But let's say he wins 4 rounds. I can see with the commentary, even though the judges shouldn't be affected by that, but you have the perception of the casual public, right? Because Andre Ward, everything Crawford throws is going to be elevated. Everything Crawford throws, Max Kellerman's going to put a ×4, ×5 on it, right? And then so you have all that going on. Now, we don't know the judging situation, but we can all attest, whether you love Crawford, hate Crawford, love Canelo, hate Canelo, we can all attest that the judging in boxing, period, especially within the past couple of years, has been questionable. Very questionable.
You saw who it is, right?
No, who is it?
Okay, it's gonna be Weisfeld, who's I think one of the best.
Yeah, Weisfeld is one of the best. I love. Yeah,
he's consistent all the time.
All the time. I like that. That's actually my favorite. That's my favorite judge.
Now the other two guys. Oh, bro.
Who is it?
Cheatham and DeLuca.
Cheatham is the one that always be having those drastic
Yeah.
He's the one that always be like the 119, 111 motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You see
And
that right there.
and DeLuca, bro.
And DeLuca. So look, all you need, see, people think you need all three judges. You just need one. You just need one to throw them off. You don't need you just need one.
Could they be trying to plan out a you know, maybe a trilogy or some type of shit like that?
With who?
With Crawford, with Turkey.
You know what? If appreciate you, LT. Thanks, brother. You know, if Turkey got the money, you know what? This is the other thing too, bro. I don't know what the fuck, and it's not my business, bro.
Handshake agreements exist, bro.
It's not my business, but it's like there's something with Terrence Bud Crawford and the Turk. Like I know the Turk did say that Terrence is his favorite fighter. I know that. I know he said Terrence is his favorite fighter. But I mean, the length, just because he's your favorite fighter, bro, the lengths you go, the money you pay to give this man what you want, what he wants, it's just next level to me, bro. Like, there was a point in time, you know it, where when they asked Canelo about Crawford, he was like, are you out of your mind? That's not even a question to ask me. He's 4 weight classes down. Then it turned into fucking the Turk threatening him on a pay-per-view. If you know what's best for you, answer the phone. Then it turned to, I'm gonna give UFC $25 million on the same night he's fighting Munguia on the same block in the stadium next down. And then, you know, he did all that, and it was all orchestrated. Now I'm getting Max Kellerman and Andre, and I'm telling you, this whole perception thing is huge in my eyes. Not as the people that watch boxing all the time, we're not going to be affected by it. Only the people that will be the people that just don't like Canelo or whatever. But the perception of the casual public watching Netflix will be affected, bro. I used to see Tim Bradley say some crazy shit about top-ranked fighters when they were fighting, and I had to turn it off because if I was listening to him, Shakur was in there doing Shang Tsung shit with fireballs floating in the ring, fire coming out his fucking shoes. And I mean, that's what commentating does.
All I know is that they got those 3 guys. The commentating is a little bit answer, right? I mean, I'm not gonna.
It can't be just those 2, bro. There has to be more, bro. There has to be more. Let me look this up.
No, they got the whole team out there, bro.
Yeah, there's got to be at least 8 of them, bro. You can't just have 2 people.
Mario Lopez is on there.
Okay.
There's a bunch. I was going back and forth with Marco Villegas. You know Marco, right?
Yeah.
So I was going back and forth with him on Twitter because he's over here doing the whole crybaby shit, wanting more representation and blah 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 Latinos. I'm like, man, shut up. If we have a Jim Lampley, tell me who he is that of Latinos that should be on there, because we don't have it.
Okay, here we go. Right here, I got it right here. Hold on 1 second. I got it for y'all. Hold on. It's right here. So we have. Hold on, let me blow this up.
Oh, they got a poster, bro.
Yeah, I have it right here too. The announcement broadcast team for Canelo versus Crawford includes John Anik. Okay, that's the dude from the UFC. Analyst Max Kellerman, Andre Ward, ring announcer Michael Buffer. Okay, so they are the oh my god. So they are the play-by-play ring announcer, y'all. Max Kellerman and Andre Ward. So there it goes. It's confirmed. Out of all these guys, those 2 are the ones that's going to be calling the play-by-play. That's what I mean by trying to even the odds on the outside. Nothing you do on the outside can change what's going to happen in the ring, but what you can do is change perception. Because I mean, there is no coincidence that it's dumb to. So then you have Mario Lopez, Antonio Tarver, Mark Kriegel, Mike Coppinger, Jim Gray. Oh, they pulled out all the stops on this.
Except Jim Lampley. They left them off. I don't know why.
Oh, they left out Jim Lampley?
Yeah. I would have liked to have Jim Lampley over the Anik guy.
Anik's not that bad. He's the UFC main play-by-play guy. He's the guy that beat with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but
I imagine Joe Rogan on there. Joe Rogan's only good for when somebody gets hit.
No, Rogan is a very, very, very knowledgeable guy.
He is knowledgeable
When it comes to MMA.
to MMA, not boxing though. I don't think.
No, but I mean, he knows what fighting is. I mean, let's not.
Yeah, he
I
does.
mean,
He
it
does.
comes down to it. It's fighting.
I think John Anik, they John Anik, what I like about him is he actually is the guy that always, when the fighters are fighting, he's the one that always goes into like, oh, he was in the training camp and I was talking to him about this. He told me he was eating this. He's the one that's always like, while the other two are calling like good right hand, good left hand, he's the one that's kind of like giving you like insight on what was happening in the camp. And so he's good for that. It's a good team. It's a good team they have.
I'm not gonna complain about it.
The Max Kellerman, Andre Ward is the obvious, bro. I mean, come on, bro.
I expect I'm gonna expect Kellerman to be the Yang of Ward, because Ward has been that bitch just fucking crying and hating on Canelo for all these years.
Yeah, but Kellerman has hated too. So there is not gonna be yang. He's gonna be Yang Yang. It's gonna be Yang Yang.
No, I think Kellerman will he'll stick out his neck, but I mean, we'll see. I'm not.
And on the undercard, real quick,
it's a shitty undercard.
It's
I'm
a
not
shitty undercard, and it just makes me think that they always spend the money on Canelo, man.
This
it's not just the undercard though, HOD. It's all his.
No, that other card on November 22nd is a super stacked card, the one that Benavidez and Norman Jr.
No, I'm talking about no. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about all of Canelo's fights. The undercards are just not that good
because he carries it. You're gonna tune in because of him, no matter what.
Yeah, but this is where I disagree. All right, I don't know.
You're buying the paper.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one who thinks that I get it. Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr., David Benavidez, these are great fights. I get it. You could put them on another card. All I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with every once in a while we get this so-called mega fight everyone's talking about, right? Oh, now I get it. They always say that, but for something like this, 2-time undisputed champion versus a 2-time undisputed champion in the same weight class, 4 division champ, 4 division champ. I mean, they both are legendary fighters. One is undefeated, one's moving up, fucking on Netflix, right? Big, huge thing. I feel like on a card like that, you could give us Devin Haney, Brian Norman. You could give us David Benavidez, Anthony Yard. You could give us just a fucking stacked card every once in a while. Throw us a bone to where every fucking fight is fire. I mean, fight of the century, isn't it? Right?
That's also money.
One time, bro.
And the analytics are gonna say, is it needed for a Canelo fight? No, it's not, because people are gonna tune in regardless.
Yeah, but it's also a great time to put. I feel like it's gonna be on Netflix, right? And if we put every single card as a banger, I feel like that's like that brings boxing, like anything that furthers boxing. Obviously, we're gonna be all for, right?
Shadow. I get what you're saying, Shadow, but it takes more than just that, and they already know the analytics tells them, yo, we don't need it. Plus, this is free on Netflix, so what are we stacking it up for? People are going to.
For now, okay. Well, I'm glad you said that. So right now, WWE is in like a $5 billion debt because they took a deal with Netflix, right? And this is what happens, right? This is what happens. So now, WWE.
What you said?
WWE is under TKO with UFC and Dana White and all them, right? They took a deal with Netflix. Okay. They took a deal, and WWE has been, even though it's one company, right? It's split up into different brands. You got the Raw and the SmackDown. The reason why they do that is because SmackDown is shown on another channel with a different contract with different sponsors, and then you could take Raw as a different brand, even though it's the same company. They're separate entities. Put that on Netflix. They got a deal, right? So now they went from there, and I think they left Peacock, right? And so now you got Netflix giving them all this money up front, right? Netflix still wants people to tune in. So now WWE gets all this money. Their numbers have been trashed since they've been on Netflix because I guess in WWE's eyes, hey, we already secured the bag. So now Netflix they have a 5-year deal. I was just reading about this, and for some reason I've been watching wrestling again. I don't watch wrestling. I'm only doing it because John Cena is leaving in December. and so he's got like the storyline going. And for some reason, wrestling is so corny to me, but yet I catch myself looking at it again. I don't understand. That's why I stopped watching it.
Damn, if you get caught up with the storyline,
Yeah,
that's
the
what
story,
happens.
right? And so they got like this big debt, right? And it's because they got all this money, and they're like, "Well, we got the bag already." And now people are noticing the stories. It's just the storytelling's half off. And now Netflix is already talking about, because it's supposed to be a 10-year deal, but it's reviewed at the 5-year mark. However, if certain numbers are not met, they can opt out at year 3. They are already they just started this year. They're already talking about opting out in year 3. So it's on Netflix. To counter what you're saying, Netflix still wants people to tune in, right? And I feel like Netflix is the perfect place to put sports on. I already have a Netflix fucking account. You know what I mean? It's easy. It's there. Everybody knows who Netflix is. I feel like it's a great place to draw in casuals. If you're going to say this is Canelo versus Crawford, this is a legendary fight, you don't do this every card. It's not like you're doing this every year. You're doing this once in a while. When is the last time we've seen a two-time undisputed champ, 4-division champ move up 2-3 weight classes to fight somebody who's a double undisputed champion in a 4-weight class and a 4-division champ himself? Two legendary, like, this doesn't happen all the time. I feel this situation, you could stack every fucking card.
You're making the argument of why people are going to tune in regardless.
Yes, but here goes the problem with that. What if the fight is going to be, we just said that every time they say these are great fights, they turn out to be boring most of the time. So now people are going to tune in and they're boring. But if you secure those undercards, you are avoiding that. That's what I'm saying.
Regardless of the shit, do you remember the undercard of the Pacquiao Mayweather fight?
No, but you know what undercards I do remember? Jake Paul. I remember his undercard.
Right, because his fight is shit and the other ones are not.
Right, they're not right. So
right, but when it's the opposite of this, is lined up to be a great fight. So why spend money on the undercard?
My biggest thing is going to be the excuses that are going the excuses. I don't know why my phone is doing that. The excuses that are going to be made, no matter who wins this fight, is going to be legendary. It's going to be up there with the Fury and the Wilder and the Spence and the Crawford. I don't care who wins, bro. It could be Crawford, it could be Canelo. They will be legendary. There will be conspiracies. There will be all types of shit, bro. CIA getting involved, everything. For some odd reason, bro, people cannot come to terms with somebody losing. Now, I also think that, like I said, if Crawford wins 4 rounds, bro, I could see them giving him the fight, bro. And the perception of the public, bro. I wish somebody could take my bet. Take my bet, and I guarantee you on fight night, watch how Max Kellerman and Andre Ward are calling every punch thrown by Crawford and every punch thrown by Canelo. I guarantee you how it's going to sound. Every time Canelo lands something, it's going to be smothered. It's going to be smothered. Great smother, great block. And when Crawford, they're going to be like, oh, this is unbelievable. A man that moved up 3 weight classes is able to do this to Canelo. Like, it's going to be like that all fucking night, bro. And I feel like that's why Canelo, where I agree with you, he's locked in. He's training with Boots. He's training with all these guys. And I feel like when he gets in there, he's going to be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not letting this go, bro. I'm not letting this go to distance, bro. I gotta stop this motherfucker, bro. I'm gonna take it out of his hands. I'm gonna take it out of Turkey's hands. I'm gonna take it out of everybody's hands. You can't debate me knocking you out, bro. So you could.
I find it harder. I don't know if I could see like Canelo doing it, because knocking him out with a 1 punch, I could see that. But getting dominated, like an ass whooping. I don't know if I see Crawford putting himself in that position, or if Bomac would allow that position to happen, where he's gonna let his guy take an ass whooping from round to round before he stops the fight.
So you think Bomac would let Crawford, like for instance,
throw in the towel.
Derek James let Errol Spence get beat the fuck up, bro. He let him. That was unbearable.
Yeah, I don't think Bomac would allow that type of scenario happen to Bud with Canelo.
Hold on, keep talking. I think my Amazon came in. I gotta bring it in the door because it's like steal around here.
Oh, gotcha, man. Is there anything good, man? I might go get it myself. But yeah, I don't think Bomac will allow Crawford to become a meme like that of taking an ass whooping, and I don't think so. But a 1 punch knockout, I could see that happening from Canelo, because this dude is just, bro, he's not a big dude. He ain't gonna be able to have the punch resistance of these other giants Canelo's fought. You know, so I don't see even the fight, even with the fight with Bivol, the punches on the arms. Would you think Crawford can take those punches? Hell no, I don't see that. You know, I don't see that. He was just fighting a much bigger dude who was built to be able to take it, but Crawford ain't that dude. We've seen how Crawford gets. Hell, Better Beef. I mean, Bivol's been hit by Better Beef. You know what I mean? Who at that weight division hits harder? You know, so that Canelo was able to, play with this guy at 175. It just is testament to his own.
Canelo been hit by Bivol. Crawford not thick like that.
No, he's not. Like I was saying, those arm punches that Canelo is doing to
WWE is I'm sorry, HOD. Yeah, it is garbage. I don't know. You know what? It's one of those things where it's like a trash movie where you're like, this movie's trash, but you just don't turn it off. You just like keep watching this trash shit. Yeah, I mean, I do think, bro. And I'm gonna say this because I gotta get off. Thanks for joining, like always, bro. Look, I think he will, bro. I think it's imperative. It is imperative from round one that you have to do something to make Canelo like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to do. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's going to the body. I don't care if it's constantly throwing that jab out there. Like you got to do something that kind of like, because Jermell, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the moment. I don't know what it was. Maybe he was trying, but I know when Jermell got in there, something happened at some point where he was like, "Fuck this."
Well, yeah, when he got dropped, it was after he got dropped.
It was after he got dropped, right?
And the first 2 rounds, he was fine. You know what I mean? He was trying to, then pow. That he like, oh shit.
And he was just like, "Fuck that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna make it to
the reality of like all my toughness, everything. I'm like Crawford's got to have that belief in him, and he has to. But he's gonna find out, is that belief real, or is it just a false illusion? And so when he gets into play and he gets tapped, that's when you're gonna find out. Damn, that's the hardest body shot I've ever had. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, the body, the body too. Hey, who knows, man? Maybe Crawford has been practicing on.
Why are my arms dead, bro? They got no power. Oh yeah, this motherfucker been banging on them all night.
Crawford still, he could switch stances, and I'm not sure if that's gonna help him any much, but he could switch stances, and there's some things he's got good ring. And one thing I like about Crawford, which I think is what, if anything, is going to make it interesting. Everything, in my opinion, this whole fight, how exciting is going to be, it doesn't depend on Canelo. It 100% falls on what Crawford does. Everything. Canelo fights, all his fights end up the way that they do based off what the opponent does. Because he's going to do the same thing. He's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna try to put his high guard up. He's gonna try to like download your timing, and he's gonna try to hurt you.
Is Crawford gonna try to start this fight and fight the way he was fighting Madrimov for the first 3 rounds?
No, I don't think so. I think the first 3 rounds we're gonna see a coming forward Crawford. I really do, and the reason why I think that wholeheartedly is because I feel like he has no choice.
I think if he does come forward like that, he's getting knocked out early. That's the thing. He's gonna get touched up and knocked out early. So I wouldn't be surprised that Crawford does. Hey, he's been preaching, hit and not get hit. Da, da, da. Well, okay, motherfucker.
For some reason, I think that for the first time we're gonna see. I think people also overlook the sad reality of carrying a lot of weight moving up, unless Crawford, and he is too, by the way, we know he's a gym rat, but even if you're a gym rat, you can't simulate, bro. Like you could be in there sparring all you want. You can't simulate a real fight throwing 100%, right? He's not throwing 100% in sparring. You're not dumb enough to do that in sparring. Neither is Canelo. I doubt he's telling Boots throw 100%, whatever, right? So you can't simulate, like this isn't the dog rules, which was the dumbest thing you could do. It made for exciting sparring with Floyd, but that's dumb. Like y'all not getting paid, and y'all got these doghouse rules. These motherfuckers is legit fighting for like 15 straight rounds with headgear on, of course. Like you can't simulate all that, and then you got to add in all that weight. And I just see Crawford getting tired, man. Like that's a lot of weight, and then you factor in body punches, you factor in all that. Or if he wants to try to outbox Canelo, he's got to constantly be moving because Canelo is going to constantly be coming forward. Like I think a lot of people aren't factoring all this. I think people look at Canelo. This is what I honestly think. I think people look at Canelo, and this is no shade on Crawford. I think people look at Canelo and they look at Crawford and how he dominated people at 147, and I think they apply that to Canelo Alvarez. And I don't understand why you would do that, because it's, first off, it's not the same. Nobody he's ever fought. You could say that if you want to say nobody Canelo has ever fought is on Crawford, fine, but definitely nobody he's ever fought is even remotely close to having the IQ of Canelo, the experience of Canelo, the jaw of Canelo. And you're fighting in his division where he's been dropping bigger people. And I think people that just apply everything Bud has done to other people, and they put that label on Canelo. And that's why I feel like if Canelo, notice I say if Canelo wins, that's why I feel like watch the excuses and the conspiracy theories that are going to come out, bro. And of course, if Canelo loses, same shit. There's going to be crazy excuses and conspiracies. You're going to see people saying all types of stuff. I guarantee you're going to have people out there saying Turkey was on Canelo's side the whole time and all crazy shit. You know, their emotions won't let the facts set in. And look, I'm not saying it's easy, man. Trust me, there's a lot of things in my life where emotionally I see something that's a fact and it hurts me. I'm like, fuck, bro. But I gotta be like, bro, that's a fact, bro. Like, you can't let your emotions override what's really taking place right now. Like, this is what's really taking. Yeah, I know you don't like it, but you not liking it is not gonna make your situation any better, bro. And some of these people, I feel like they just their emotions just, I don't get it, bro. I'm a big fact person. Like, I'll lay everything out and just let you decide. You decide.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
But go ahead. What was you gonna say?
But I mean, like, we'll know within the first few rounds what type of fight we're really getting. I think that's just how it's gonna play out.
Are they gonna have any like back? Are they doing any like 24 hour? What do you call it? Like blood, sweat, and tears? Are they doing any of that? Turkey usually has those good things with the ring, right?
I would imagine that there will be. I mean, we're still like what, we're 3 weeks away.
Yeah, but we're getting kind of close. Usually it's around this time is when they start dropping those behind the scenes type shit. And one thing I'll say about Turkey, bro, he's got the money to do it, man. His fucking remember the promo? Remember the promo for Wilder, Fury, and everything? Where they were like, that shit was dope.
That was a movie.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of movies, man, I finally saw 28 years later. Man, what a disappointment, man. I love zombie movies, and that shit was disappointing.
I think I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a zombie movie that I said I wanted to watch, and it wasn't.
I've heard of it, but the same people who said that. I mean, look, man, I just saw the some of the clips of that Superman movie. I'm like, man, this is the gayest shit ever. I couldn't watch it.
The CSI is getting out of control, man. The CSI.
Yeah, I'm done with all of that. And so people saying,
hey, you know what? I should just get a program, mimic me, put me up there, and then just fucking
yeah.
There's a lot. There's actually a lot of channels that are not even. Oh, yo, before we get out of here, were you here when I was talking about Rampage Jackson's son?
No, but I
heard about that, right?
Yeah. I had a breakdown on that earlier today.
Bro, that kid's gonna. I'm telling you, that's dangerous, bro. That is. I cannot believe you would let social media get you to that point, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's what these kids are at.
Crazy.
TMZ reported that the police are now investigating.
They should investigate because the man was, first off, when you look at the clip, the man was knocked out when his head hit the mat. So he's already unconscious, and the ref is thinking this is fake. And then he's unloading real punches to an unconscious jaw and head at least 20 something times with pretty much full force, bro. If maybe it wasn't full force, maybe it was like 80%. It don't matter. He's unconscious at that point. And they're saying that the man was like 2 hours. They couldn't get him up. And that's just dangerous, bro.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be
Me
all.
too, LT. The weapons, I can't wait for it, bro. Oh, go ahead, HOD. I can't wait. To watch
I don't know if he's gonna get in trouble because it's gonna be up to the guy if he's gonna want to press charges or not and shit like that. So unless he's in one of those states that they don't need any.
Yeah, but something for that you should be charged, bro. It shouldn't
Well,
be on you. It shouldn't be. That's like saying if you just aggressively grab a woman and do whatever you want, and you're like, well, we're waiting to see if she presses charges. No, you should be charged whether she wants it or not.
Yeah, but you got that's gonna be up.
That's attempted murder.
No, and we understand that, but each state is different, and some states require the victim to press forward. And
before we get out of here, I'm gonna say that one last time. I mean, this is I just what was so sad about it is the people in his chat are like, man, you gonna let him punk you like that, man? And he's literally getting, and these are avatars, and he's like, nah, fuck that. Watch when I get him. Watch, and then I'm like, this is not gonna end well, bro. This is not gonna end well. And all he was supposed to do is just slam him, bro. That's it. He was just supposed to slam him.
Could you imagine being so insecure that you let a bunch of random people online convince you to nearly beat a man to death?
Bro, pull him off, bro.
This kid is a psychopath. I don't care how much his chat.
Yeah, that's just, yeah, bro. You need to lock him up. You need to lock. That's animal behavior, bro. The straight animal. And yo, it's crazy too. His father was like, I got 4 kids. And I got two Japanese kids. And those 2 Japanese kids, I set nothing but college scholarship money aside. But my 2 black kids, I set bail money. He was that serious. Like, I set bail money because I know they're not gonna go to college. They're gonna be a problem. And he said, if my sons get in trouble, I will just bail them out. So it is what it is, man. Huh?
Who said that? Rampage?
Yeah. Let me show it to you. Yeah, right here. This is what made it even worse right here. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, this is kind of sad. I mean, but he's telling the truth though. He's telling the truth.
He's telling his truth.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's telling what he believes, his truth. But this is what it's right here.
And his oldest son, whole life, I knew them 2 wasn't going to.
Something ever happened.
Rogers and his oldest son, whole life, I knew them 2 wasn't going to college. And my 2 Japanese kids, I knew that it was going to college. So I saved up college tuition for the 2 Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't fuck with him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
This guy.
If he goes to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
Well,
all right. Well, that's where your money going.
Yeah, that's anyway, exactly where it's going.
Yeah, I appreciate you for tuning in, man. As this fight gets closer, man, we will talk about it, bro. Thank you, brother.
All right, manito, man. You be good, all right?
All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Peace out, guys.
All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day, man. I got to get up early tomorrow. It's Ghost. I'm out.